I'll start the tier list now. First thing I want to say, just like rule-wise, I'm gonna just go in order of characters on this list, alphabetical. Unless somebody in chat has a specific character request, I'm gonna try go as detailed as I know. Stages, DI, whatever. If I forget something, I'm sorry. Whatever. The plus, like the easy winning, winning even, whatever. So easy winning is he wins easily, no questions. Winning is he wins, but it's not like super clear that he wins. Even is even. And then when it comes to slight lose and lose, I think Rob is a good character. Wow. So lose is he clearly loses, right? And like those are his hardest matchups. I'm probably gonna order them as well. That I like within a certain extent. And slight loses, it's close to even, but I think that Rob loses slightly. If I don't know a matchup, I'll say I don't know it, and I'll just trust my gut feeling on it. Or I'm like, if I'm not sure about it, don't trust my judgment and everything. Yeah. If anybody has any characters they want me to start off, just say it. But for now, I'm just gonna start with Bayo. Okay, this matchup's lose. Slight lose. It's not lose. I think it's lose. I don't think it's pure loss. I think it's annoying but doable. It's kind of like there's a lot of characters where, in my opinion, if you just DI to live, so you DI to just don't get hit by the killing move, like the move that'll kill you, you don't want to get hit by that, but you're fine getting hit by anything else, you'll live for a very long time. It's still pretty bad because Rob gets comboed to hell and back because he's big and he's floaty. He's like kind of floaty. He's perfect combo weight and size. So Bayo can combo you to like, I don't know, 60. I should probably preface, I'm not 100% confident in this matchup. I don't like actually know it super well. I'm not the best Rob to trust for this. But I'm still gonna just give my input. DI to live, pretty much. I don't really know which way that is. Generally, I like to SDI down and away because I'm not dying off the side unless I'm really close to the side blaster, and if I am, I DI up and in. I DI up and in. Just so they have to kill me off the top, and as long as I'm picking a certain state, like on certain stages, I'm still gonna die, but on most stages I won't. In neutral, it's kind of annoying. You can't jump. The reason it's like really, it seems really bad is because you can't jump. You jump, she does ABK, ABK beats Nair, beats Fair, it beats everything that Rob can do if he jumps. Like the only real option you have if you ever want to jump is to do is full hop Nair at a distance. And in that case, it's kind of like either it's not going to hit because they're just going to run away, or they're getting hit for no reason. But if you stay grounded, shoot gyro, shoot like slightly upward angled laser if you think they're going to ABK, or you just hold shield and wait for them to land where you grab and down tilt their landing, you can do it, and it's actually not hard. Another downside, she's hard to edge guard. She can fall out of side B because that. It's still like most of the time it's going to work, but she can still fall out. Her up B is massive from underneath, so down air is not extremely easy. You can still get it because it does not sweet spot ledge as long as you just guess how high or low they're going to recover from. If you get it right, they die. But she's hard to edge guard. You can't do the traditional fair edge guards against her. She can recover extremely low. So you can have a harder time with laser edge guards or gyro edge guards. And she's a pretty big up B that can prevent her from getting edge guarded effectively from down air. Is there anything else I missed? She's kind of slow moves, kind of, not really, and her air dodge is fastest, right? So you can fair chain her relatively well. Catching her landings is possible. In my opinion, it's better to wait for her to land and catch her then, but actually chasing her I don't think is the best idea. You can do it though, just I think it's better to catch her landings instead. Anything else? Your friend is gyro, your friend is down tilt on the ground. She doesn't have the best frame data overall. It's not bad, just not the best, right? And you can avoid, as long as you stay on the ground in a certain distance, and when I say stay on the ground, I mean stay on the ground, you can't jump pretty much. she can have a hard time killing. You can still lift extremely high percent. You can slowly rack on percent till she's about to die. A little annoying, but it's doable. Camper, that's pretty much it. Stage-wise, I think the best stage is Town. Like I said, you're still generally not going to die on the side, even on small side platforms, unless you DI into the side, right? And then on Town, if you think you're going to, you can just DI up, pretty much, up and in, and then they'll be forced to kill you off the top, and that's never going to happen on Town. I would not take them to any small stages. Smashville, not really a good idea. I mean, it's kind of like you're killing Bayo early either way. So I would not take them to stages with small sides in particular, because that's the only way she's killing you actually early is off the side. Off the top, you can generally still live to extremely high percents, because most ceilings are still high enough. You want bigger stages, because you want more space. Simple as that. You don't want her to get in. She calms you. So I think Town's best. FD's good, because you're not jumping either way. You don't need the platforms. And if she's getting in on you, it's going to be close to the ground either way. So platforms are not necessary. So FD is really good. I think Town's good because the platforms are just as good and like the best. And plats are kind of insignificant. You don't need them. You don't hate them. They help her land, which is kind of bad, but whatever. I think the blast zone's worth the trade-off. Worst stage, Yoshi Story. That's legal. Smashville. Yeah, that's it. Unless I'm missing some. Bowser Jr. I don't know this matchup super well. Gut feeling is, of course, Rob wins because he can camp you out, he can box you out. Better frame data, better CQC, also has a good projectile, so I'm going to put this in winning. I don't know how winning it is. I know the character has a really good combo game. I played catch-up once, a while back. Was catch-up? Yeah, it was catch-up. And I took like 7 up airs, and I just had to take it. And I feel like there's a way to DI that and SCI that to get out. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like my gut feeling tells me there is. But, I mean, you can still bully him off stage. You can do fade back fair, fade back nair to catch the Michi's air dodge. He has no projectile game. You can camp him out. His disjoints are good. His disjoints are actually good, but you can just fair at close range, and he'll stuff out all the stuff. I think. I don't know what his fastest move is, but I don't think it's fast enough. Plus, Rob has just a lot of range on his moves. That's kind of all I know about the character, so I'm not going to go super in-depth on it. Bowser. This one's either even or winning. I think it's even. I think it's even I think it's winning, sorry, as long as you don't get scared. Don't get scared, and if you don't get scared, it's winning. If not, if you do, then yeah, it can be really unfortunate. Yeah, I'm gonna play this on. I'm gonna just play my actual music I like. So neutral, kind of annoying. You can't just nair against Bowser because he's up, you out of shield. You don't auto cancel and space it, and you also can't box him out with it because he has more range than it with just forward air. So it's it's not bad, don't get me wrong, but you have to be a little more careful on it. You can't just mindlessly use it. Forward air as well, because if he's on the ground, he can just super armor through you with some moves at low percents. It's still probably a better idea it's still like a good idea to jump around and stuff, because if you hit him with it, the reward is so high. What really makes this matchup good for Rob is the fact that you can kill him off one hit if you have gyro anywhere, for one. And second, even if you don't have gyro, you can keep him in disadvantage for a while, just with fair chains. And if you don't let him go high, it'll be like a 50-50. Think he's going to down air or not. But it's still super easy to keep him in disadvantage. You just don't want to get hit, really, and his strings are not killing you. You're just getting sent off stage, right? You're taking damage, you're getting sent off stage. You can land pretty easily just by back airing close to ground to get away, nairing spaced, right? The only real issue in this matchup is when you're on ledge. It becomes a pain. You have no room to really space your nair out, so nair on his shield is not going to work as well anymore. You can't fair his shield either. You can't down tilt his shield. If he's really good ledge guarding and ledge trapping, sorry, and Rob is big. He's really big, so he's really big, and his main option that gets him off ledge versus characters with ledge trapping is drop off, jump, nair, which does not work. Like I said, you don't have room, and he has uppy, which can beat your down tilt afterwards or your shield unless you do it unless they mess up or you do it perfectly. If you recover high, you can die early as well, just because he's dumb speed and a fast forward air. So you just don't want to be on ledge, but you can win neutral easily. You can't deal with gyro well because his dash attack sucks. He's no reliable ways of picking it up. You can laser him for free. Big laser is better than small laser. You can still stuff his approaches out with forward air. You can wait for his forward air or whatever and dash attack punish it. If he just uses flame breath, you can laser through it. You can jump and then get a punish with nair. You can catch his landings really well, and if you hit him, he dies. Yeah. Falcon. Falcon's either even or winning again. So, I don't know this matchup. I honestly don't. I hate this matchup. It's my least favorite matchup. It's my least favorite character, to be honest, but in reality, it's probably winning. I know I don't bully him off stage as much as I should. I know I don't kill him off stage. He should die. The second you hit him off stage, he should die. I know that. I don't do it. I don't know how to do it reliably as well. I know you can two-frame him with downer pretty consistently. I don't really know how. I know that he kind of sucks at dealing with gyro because his aerial approaches are really linear. And as a result, gyro and then full hop nair, he can't deal with it that well. I know he gets comboed pretty hard, but I also know he combos Rob really hard. Main recommendation I can give is DI out. Just DI out. You don't want to get hit by knee. You really don't want to get hit by knee. DI out and just stall. Like, DI out until he can't get you anymore. You're too far away from him because then you won't get stomped, you won't get kneed. In disadvantage. Outside of that, I don't really know. Like I said, you can just bully him off. You can bully him off stage. You can bully him in neutral, and you can also bully him in advantage. And he can bully you in advantage as well. But it's kind of like you have the better neutral, and you can kill him still. Volatile, I know, but you have better neutral. I'm not the best person to trust on this. I don't really know the character. Stage-wise, I just wouldn't go something small. I wouldn't go Smashville. I don't know much about him. I just kind of know it's winning. Chrom, I think this one's even. Chrom is hella obnoxious. So Chrom's fast, and he actually has good tilts and good tilts, good grounded moves. So he does not have that hard of a time picking up gyro. He can also contest it because it's a disjoint. He's not going to get hit really. As long as they don't do random approaching aerials, they play relatively smart. They can easily deal with gyro. They can easily deal with nair because they also have a big disjoint, just as big. Down tilt and forward air. Forward air, he has a hard time dealing with, but if you're relying on forward air exclusively, shows it's a little harder, and it's not like he can't deal with it. He can just not get hit by it, and then up B out of shield. You can get shielded, and you can get up B out of shielded, up air, forward air out of shield, and then get slinged. And down tilt's a pain, but down tilt's a pain for everybody. And also, you don't want Chrom, and if Chrom's in that like space on you, that's not really good. It's mainly good because you kill him off stage. Shout out to Ethan Foe. He told me about this trick. You can just side B Chrom's up B, and it'll always work. If Chrom is anywhere below you, it does not matter where he mixes up his recovery. If you side B, it'll always catch him, and that kills him at 0 really consistently. So if you get him off stage, he dies. And it's not hard to get him off stage. It's like 1 hit, 2 hits. It's really easy to do. Main issue against him, getting juggled. You don't want to get juggled. You don't want to be above him. His up air is a huge nuisance to deal with. Ideally, you just go back to ledge, but like I said, Rob doesn't have the best ledge options. They work against Chrom because Chrom doesn't have the best frame data. It doesn't have a very, very quick out of shield option. So you can do that auto cancel nair thing and just shield, and he's not going to be able to punish it unless you mess up. Neutral, gyro, and forward air are your friends. You want to take him to the stage of platforms, you want to play under the platform. If you play on like FD or something like that, he can just do a full hop or short hop approach at you, and it's a little more annoying to deal with. He still has room to drift back and forth. If you play on a stage like PS2 or Battlefield, and you shoot gyro and you hide behind the platform, he can't really approach you from that above angle where forward air is not going to stuff him out, right? Because at that angle, you only have like what, up tilt and up air, which are not the best things to go for. But then he'll get stuck on the platform, so he can't do it that easily, right? So you want to take him to PS2. You want to take him to I wouldn't say Battlefield, but you can take him to Battlefield. You don't want to give him Town. You can give him Smashville. You can give him Smashville because you can do the same thing when you hide under the platform. As long as you maintain stage control, it's not going to be hard. Stage is small, and you can also get him off stage easily. Don't take him to Yoshi Story. Don't take him to Town. Those are my main recommendations. That's kind of it. I don't think I'm missing any stages, really. Doing my summary. Cloud's even. It's kind of similar to Chrom. You fuck him up off stage. You have an easy time. You have like a generally good time in neutral. Not super easy, not super hard. Mediocre, right? He's a really good time keeping you at disadvantage. His up air and back air are really hard to deal with as Rob because he's big. Rob's huge, right? Cloud can just up air juggle you for days, and it's almost impossible to deal with. If you're also on ledge, it's really hard to deal with Cloud when you're on ledge, especially if he has limit, because he's a massive disjoint that can outspace your Nair, and there's your friend to get out of ledge. So if you're on ledge, you can have a hard time getting out. You can forward air to fight yourself out if they're playing too close. You can down tilt to fight yourself out. Those are probably the best ways if they're playing too close. You can do full hops. Try to jump over. He can catch you with back air. There's not a really consistent, easy way of getting off a ledge versus Cloud. I'd say Kalos is actually one of the better stages as a result of that. You're only probably the biggest issue, because even when you're getting up air, you're not dying, right? If you're not dying, you're still doing fine, right? So I'd say you want Kalos or something like that, because then you have a platform to go to, right? You can do Town as well for this. Town is small side, so I don't really recommend this though. But if you have a side platform or something of the sorts, you can fall back to it and have an easier time getting off against ledge pressure and big moves in the corner. Off stage, you bully him. That's kind of it. It's not super hard. Your down air is super easy to hit on him, and if he's forced to up B really early, you can probably still make it back to stage and just down tilt, rinse, wash, repeat. Even if you miss your spike or whatever, right? Because he recovers preemptively. You down tilt, you get him back off stage, and now he doesn't have a resource. Probably, maybe he does. Once he has limit, it becomes a little bit harder, but if he's recovering super low, it's not hard to two-frame him with down air. The timing's super easy. You get it with time. Probably the only downside of Kalos is you can wall jump to mix up his recovery. Neutral is similar thing to Chrom. He has trouble dealing with gyro under plats. Most big swords have most characters that have like good frame data on their swords have an easier time approaching Rob because they can contest Rob's Nair, which boxes out most characters without it, and they also have good frame data, so they can either outrange or beat his shield or forward air. Cloud does that, but then they have a harder time dealing with platforms because they can't approach from full hop angle easily. They still can, but it's not super easy. If they approach more horizontally, you can just fair to stuff him out. His frame data is kind of ass, and his sword's not that big. It is big, but it's not that big. Yeah, that's kind of it. Smash was also good because you can bully him off stage, same as Chrom, get him off stage faster. I think Kalos is good because you fall back from platforms. I think Town is good. You want high ceiling is good. Worst stage is probably FD versus Cloud. I don't think there's a really bad stage. I just don't think there's a good stage. I think Kalos is the one you want, but like I said, he can make it back to stage easily as well. It just kind of helps both your weaknesses in the matchup. Similar to Bayo, also don't contest his landing. It's really hard to contest his landing. You can do it with up airs if you're like really good at beating his down air with up air, but most of the time you're just going to down air, forward air, and land for free. Corrin is E. Yeah, Corrin's easy winning. Character's slow. Character's slow, but character has a sword. The way you beat it's kind of lame, but you beat her. Him. I call it a her. Whatever. I'm pretty confident in this one, too. Okay, correct. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. So you easily beat Corrin. Character's slow, right? So the only benefit she'd even have in the matchup is you can catch your landing, but that's not really apparent because you can just go high and then find what way they're trying to catch your landing, drift the other way, fast fall in there, do it as much as you want. If you get impatient and you go into Corrin, you're going to lose, and that's kind of a universal tip for Corrin, right? It's still a sword, so swords are really good at that boxing mid-range, right? So you don't want to deal with them at that boxing mid-range. And with Corrin, you actually don't need to, because character slow has a bad projectile. So if you just camp Corrin, gyro, nair, whatever, force them to approach you, you realize the character gets a lot worse. And the character does not have busted shield pressure, so you can just hold shield forward or everything. Also does not have a super fat, it's not like Chrom, right? It's not like Chrom up air, or like, you don't mind being above Corrin. So you can do approaches with full hop nair, you can do approaches with down tilt and forward air. It's not hard. Out shield's kind of average. Out shield nair's good, but like I said, nair on down tilt's not going to get hit by it. If you do down tilt shield, it's not going to work. Auto cancel nair's not going to get hit by it if you space it, or if you auto cancel it perfectly. Not going to work. Backer's not going to work. Like, you're not going to get hit by it if you just play smart. Super easy to 2-frame. Down air is super easy to 2-frame the character with. Bad airspeed, so you can also just side B off stage if you force him to air dodge extremely easily. Message me on Discord. Don't care. I think I covered it all pretty much. There's not much else to it. Just don't get impatient and realize the character's still a sword, right? And if you approach swords, it'll be harder. Hey, Whimsy. Is there anything else? Oh, stages. This one you don't want Smashville. You want bigger stages versus Corrin. Because like I said, it's slow. It's not like Chrom, it's not like Cloud. Those characters are fast. They can catch your landings with up airs. They can actually chase you as well. Corrin can't chase you. Your airspeed's pretty much better, like as good. Corrin can't chase you. So you want a bigger stage, so you can actually just drift away. Is there anything else I really missed? Don't get 2-framed by pin. Try not to get 2-framed by pin. That's it. You did not just buy the VTuber software. Good for you. I covered most of Corrin. Let's see. Daisy. And Peach. Where's Peach? So, I have no fucking clue how this matchup works. I've said this before. I've played Peach total Peach or Daisy in bracket. I played twice total. I've won once. I've lost once. I still don't know how that matchup works. Especially because one of the times I went Ridley, not Rob. So don't trust my judgment at all. I'm gonna say even? I don't know. My gut feeling is, yeah, you can camper out. You can shoot lasers, you can shoot gyro, you can fair to stuff the approaches, you can run away and nair to land, right? But at the same time, and you can also catch. They have a pretty bad recovery versus you. The recovery's good, but Rob's good at catching floaties. He can catch your jumps to forward air. He can go off stage super far, and Peach can't like reverse edge guard you like some characters, like Pikachu. So there's like very little reason to be afraid of going far off stage. It's hard to down air because Parcel's big, unless it's not. I don't know. Maybe there's an easy way of doing it, so I don't really know. All I know is how to chase her off stage with forward air and side B. That's pretty easy. I know you can shoot lasers and gyro to camp her out. I don't think gyro and ground is good. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is, because her float movement is so damn good just to get behind and get by stuff. Don't get hit. Roll. Roll if you get hit. Don't hold shield. That's all I got. My gut feeling is it's even because you can camp her out, but if you get hit, you just take a shit ton of damage and you're put in a really bad spot. Don't know how reliable that is. Pit, Dark Pit. Also don't know this matchup super well, but I've talked about it. I hear they don't do bad against Rob. I hear they don't do bad against Rob. But I don't think they'd win it either. It's kind of like, every time I look at Pit and Dark Pit, their CQC is not better than Rob's and their disjoints are not better than Rob's, so I don't see how they're beating Rob. Their combo game is solid, I think. I don't think they're catching Rob landing really easily. It's hard to deal with Rob Nair, and their disjoints are not big enough to deal with Rob Nair. And their frame data is not fast enough to deal with Rob Nair on landing. So I don't see him catching Rob's landing easily. I should probably put them in winning. I'm sure there's ways to SDI. If you're getting hit by like Nair stuff, go to SDIs, SDI out. If you're like 40, SDI in. Because I know they have Nair or up air or something into F smash, and if you SDI out on that, you might just die early. So try SDI in at those percents, but anything higher, SDI out, so you just get off stage. If there's a confirm and a back air or something I don't know about, I'm sorry. There might be. Don't fully trust my judgment. I can't see them dealing with down tilt well. I can see them dealing with the projectiles well, but I can't see them dealing with the moves well, right? They have a really good reflector, but I can't see them dealing with down tilt pressure. I can't see them dealing with nair pressure. I can't see them dealing with fit pressure. Also, kind of similar to Kirby, multiple jumps does not mean much when you have kind of bad recovery moves. So you can forward them off stage, you can bully them off stage, you can down air their up Bs if they ever go for it. You can call out jumps or low recoveries with side B and kill them early, and they can't really edge guard you that well. Pit arrows are actually, I feel like they could be problematic, but just avoid them. Mix up your jump, mix up your air dodge. Dark Pit off stage, I don't think he has anything. I don't, like, if they do drops of air and stuff like that, you have enough air mobility and enough air time just to maneuver around the stuff, and then it's just kind of don't get called out. If you get called out, that's unfortunate. It's on you. Gut feeling, like I said, don't really know. It's kind of me assuming. Educated guess. Where is Samus? Samus and Dark Samus. So this is either even or winning. I'm leaning towards even. First of all, I'll start with the pros. Pros, Rob has a really good time, has a pretty good time in neutral against Samus. I feel like a lot of issues Rob players have against Samus, which means they think it's like such a bad matchup. They approach. Don't. This is lame. You're gonna notice this with a decent amount of characters. You don't approach, you force them to approach. Suddenly the matchups become so much easier. So much easier. And that's the same with Samus. Gyro beats all the projectiles and laser forces them to approach. Right? So Samus can't approach you that well. If you force Samus to approach, right? So you just hide behind Gyro, wait for them to come at you. They don't have a good approach. Their grab is bad. Their airspeed they're really floaty, so they can't really mix up their short hop options. Their dash attack's bad on shield, of course. So you just run at them, run behind Gyro, hold shield. If ideally you have a platform above you, so they can't do some shenanigans, right? They do short hop there, they do short hop there, they do short hop guard shot, whatever. It just wastes time. And then you can out of shield punish if they're close enough. That's pro number one. Pro number two, they're easy to juggle. You can just chase with up tilts and up airs. Bomb is obnoxious to deal with, but you can still just chase with up tilts and up airs. Their airspeed's slow, like I said. And you can just keep them in the air. You can also forward air chain them for days. Like I said, they have no good frame data on their moves. They don't have a quick move that's faster than fair. So you can keep fair training them, right? So you can continue advantage, you can keep juggling him, and your neutral solid. And your advantage is solid as well, like I said. Let's get to the bad stuff. So you can't edge guard them super well because bomb turns them tiny. It's hard to laser snipe them and gyro snipe them as a result. And they have a good jump. They're floaty, but they have a good jump, meaning they can get out of laser gyro edge guards easily. Just a mix-up of an up B that's massive, right? You can down air it. You can easily down air it, don't get me wrong. But it's massive, so it's less consistent, right? They can mix up their timing similar to Bayo. If you mess up, you think they're going high and they go low, you mess up. You think they're going low and they go high, you get hit, right? It's not impossible, but that alongside Zaire makes it a little harder to deal with. Also, they have drop zone, they have drop off ledge fair. Not the best tool, but it works. It works unless you're shielding. You can't beat it with down throw or forward air or whatever. It'll beat all of Rob's options pretty much, unless you're doing extremely high nair. Don't think that's the best thing to do. Also important to mention, play around their shield. You don't want to get hit by up air shield, you don't want to get hit by up air out of shield. They start combos on you, and Samus combo game is really good. The main part of the matchup is Samus combo game. Rob's big. You get hit, you're taking 70. You get hit by charge shot, you're taking 70. That's it. You deal with it. Take it. Not much to it. If you get hit by up air, SDI up and out, and DI up. If you get hit by forward air, DI down, try to get to the ground, deal with the grab mix up. You don't want to take like confirmed damage. You'll take the damage. Has to, because charge shot back air, charge shot whatever, Samus is a good advantage state off of the projectile. That's why you want to hide behind gyro, because you don't deal with the projectile if you hide behind gyro. If you're on ledge, it also sucks. If you're on ledge, like I said, similar to Bowser, Rob's best get off ledge option is drop zone nair. Like drop off jump nair. And it's doable. You can do it versus Samus, but they can forward air and beat it if they stuff you out. You can stuff them out too if they do it too slow, but generally they're going to beat you with that. And Rob does not fall out of moves. I know Samus Fair and Dark Samus Fair have a problem, but Rob does not fall out of moves. Yeah, they have an easy time ledge trapping. They just have good ledge trapping. It's hard to deal with Morph Bomb, and your reflector's ass, so you can't do jump reflect against bomb because then you get F smashed or jump faired or accurate or whatever. Not a reliable thing. Any other key things? Watch for jab mix-ups, jab reverse grab. You could do, if they do jab 1, I will put Diddy on. If they do jab 1 and they delay it, you can forward to them out of shield every time. Every time. If they do jab dash back, so you can't react to that. But if they do jab dash back consistently, you can forward it out of shield every time. Just don't panic and mess up like I do. Because I throw. Very simple. That's kind of it. Stages wise, don't take Smashville. You want a big stage, you want to hide behind gyro. That's kind of it. Don't give them town, don't give them Smashville, because you're dying off the sides before you're dying off the top. Actually, maybe not in the town statement. They have a grab that kills off the top, but it's kind of consistently killing you at like 160, 170, right? So I don't really think it's that big of a deal if you have a low or high ceiling. They're not killing you they're not really killing you early off the top. As long as you play safe. You're not getting upward, upward, upward. As long as you play safe, right? So ceiling size does not matter. I think low ceiling is better because you're killing them off the top before you kill them off the side. Like I said, they're floating, you can catch a landing pretty easily with up airs and up tilts. And anytime you're killing them off the side, you're killing them off the side anywhere, right? So, best stage is probably PS2. Best stage in my opinion. Yeah, best stage in my opinion, PS2 and Kalos, because you have ledge to fall back to. Are dealing with ledge trapping. Worst stages, Smashville, small. You don't want to deal with small stages. Smashville Town. Smashville Town, maybe Battlefield. I don't know how bad Battlefield is, but it's either good or bad. Like, it's one of the two. Diddy. I used to think this matchup was losing, because this matchup's hella annoying. But it's even. I think it's even. It's closer to losing than it is winning. It's what I used to think, but it honestly depends how lame you are. Don't approach Diddy. Diddy plus banana and hold shield. And if you approach Diddy, you lose. Yay, good job. Banana's transcendent, it goes through Nair. Most projectiles don't. Most things you can Nair, and if you outspace the move, it'll beat it. You'll beat it out and you'll still have a hitbox out. That's not the case with Banana. That's why I say you can't approach Diddy. So they'll just pluck a banana, run you and shield, and if you approach them, you lose. But Diddy can't approach you either. Right? So as long as you play safe, right, against banana, and you don't approach, or you don't approach in a risky fashion or dumb fashion, in other words, don't approach just with Nair, you can beat it relatively well. The character's not hard to deal with in neutral then, just lame. And you get comboed, kinda. You take consistent damage. You take like 40, 30, whatever. Who cares? You take it, whatever, not much you can do. It's hard to bully Diddy off stage. Just because of good airspeed, good jump. The ability to use side B, get to ledge, throw out a hitbox as well, means you can't just go off stage and forward air. If they're super far out, yeah, you can. You can laser snipe them, forward air them, whenever. You can go deep as you want. But if they're closer to the stage, it's a little harder. You're going to need to call out their monkey flips or whatever. Key thing, first of all, you're dying off the side, you're not dying off the top. You're really not dying at the top. Banana up smash is not killing you anytime soon. So pick a stage with big sides before you pick a stage with a low ceiling. Big ceiling, sorry. Prioritize low big sides over big ceiling. If you're going to go for a stage like Town versus Kalos, prioritize Kalos. Yeah. Actually prioritize Town just because it's bigger and the platform's better for you, but layout, like Blast wise, you want a big ceiling, you want big sides, and you don't care about the ceiling. Low ceiling's actually probably better because if you catch monkey flips, you can kill them early, and they're not killing you off the top. What else is there? If you catch banana and just shoot gyro and laser, you win. End the game. You win. They can't approach you. Anything else? They can't deal with down tilt. Down tilt shield, even if they have banana in hand, they can't deal with it. Because it's one, really fast and pretty much not reactable. Main thing is just as annoying. You can't approach that well. So you have to camp. Key thing to note as well, fade back Nair, despite it being safe against pretty much the entire roster, it's not reliably safe against Diddy because, like I said, banana goes through Nair. It's reliable against most projectiles because Nair will just trade and beat him out. It's not reliable against Diddy Banana because Banana will go through and it's a fast projectile. So if you're at close or really at that close mid-range, it's probably better to go for a forward air and brawl them, or down tilt or a roll instead of a Nair. Instead of trying to retreat to gain space. You want to fight to gain space instead of retreat to gain space if you have to. I also know this matchup kind of well. I think it's lame as hell. I think it's doable. There was a while back I played one Diddy in bracket and then I lost the first time. Second time, no, I lost the first time, played him again in losers, won, and then I played him again in a different tournament and I won easily. And I just kind of learned you play lame, you camp. And the character's a harder time dealing with it. DK's easy winning. I mean, it's kind of, part of me thinks it's actually just winning because he combos Rob pretty easily, and the ding dong percent of Rob is pretty big. I don't know the percent off the top of my head. I think it's like 79. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Might be 85. I don't know. Camp, hold shield, camp, gyro, laser, nair, whatever, get a hit. If you get a hit, he dies. Don't jump out of cargo throw. Just play. If you ever get sent off stage and he ever tries to edge guard you, just play where you can't hit you without killing himself. And then he has a slower recovery, right? So you can make it back to stage in the meantime that he's making it back to stage. And he does not have good ledge trapping. You just roll to get past most of his stuff, jump nair, whatever. Just don't get hit by the cheese. That's kind of it. Beware back air strings. His backer's fast. It's kind of like Rob forward air except reversed, and it combos into itself more reliably. At low, just something to note, at really low percents, like 0 to 30, if he back airs you or nairs you, you can forward air or down tilt him for landing it. It's not safe on hit. Just something to note, not super reliable, doesn't change the matchup. But it's important. Combo him to death. If you get Gyro in hand, he just becomes a very bad character. It's super easy to two-frame him. There's not much to it. Just respect him. He's a heavy. The biggest issue is people don't respect the character. People treat the character like a joke, in my opinion. He's a heavy. Kills you early. You are easy winning. I know you for 2. I don't know about the other 2. I'm not 100% sure on the other 2. But Swordfighter, I know that matchup's easy winning. Played against Sword a lot. I have no faith in Sword. I think Sword is one of the worst characters. Bottom 5, in my opinion. You can forward air and down tilt. Everything Sword has. They can't out shield punish you. They don't have a good out shield game. If they're using hero spin, that's still not a good out shield option, and they're sacrificing their actual good up B that can make it back to stage. If they're off stage, you can down air their recovery pretty easily. There's literally only one that you can't down air, and it's, in my opinion, the worst of the 3. The one where it's like the rapid slash one or whatever. In neutral, don't rely on gyro or laser in neutral because they have a reflector and they also have a good projectile. Just get in with nair, space out nair, down tilt, forward air. They can't heal with any of those 3 moves as long as you do it right. They can't stuff out your nair because their moves are also not fast. At longer ranges, it's annoying, but it's doable. You just don't want to give them the time. Like, you still can deal with his projectiles really well at a long range, but you don't want to even give him the chance of doing it, because if you give him the chance at long range, he can actually win, versus at close range he can't actually win. That's how I see it. You want smaller stages, kinda. Don't get grabbed, by the way. Don't get grabbed into down throw up air on small stages. Ideally, you get a high ceiling and the sides don't matter. So pound's good. PS2's FD's good. Is there anything else I missed? Not really. I think I got it all in this character. Okay, Gunner. Don't know. I'm not even gonna bother. Brawler, it's either winning or even. I'm kind of not. So maybe HLB will hate me for this. If he does, I deeply apologize. And if he does, I would also like to remind him that I played his Brawler with Rob. With Rob, I played his Brawler once. No, I played it twice. 3 games total, I think. Not 100% sure. So I still don't have, I don't have a lot of Brawler experience. I just want to preface that. Even though I live in the Brawler region. I know I don't abuse his recovery as much as I should, and I know his recovery is abusable. I know his disadvantage is abusable. I also know that you can realistically live to extremely high percents versus this character just by playing safe with nair spacing, and I know he can't deal with down tilt well. If he uses uppercut, I've actually labbed this because I was curious. I'm just going to put it in even for now because I'm not sure. I don't have enough proof to put it in winning, but I'm not sure. I think it's actually probably winning. If he's using uppercut, you can't down, and you space out your moves, you're not going to get out shield punished. If he's using thrust kick or whatever it's called, uppercut kick, the heel kick, then you can auto cancel nair, or you can down tilt and you can shield both times. You can't punish it. But you can punish it if you space it. It's kind of like an inverse, right? Against uppercut, you have to space, but you don't need to worry about you hit the space, but you can't like outframe it. Versus the heel kick, you can't outspace it, but you can outframe it. Shot put's annoying, but it's easy to deal with. I don't think there's much to it. It beats gyro, that's important to know. It goes through gyro. I don't know much. I kind of explained everything I know. I don't think I've used recovery that well, and I don't know how. because I don't know the matchup super well. So that's kind of it. I'm just going to put it there now, for now. Doc. Doc's another one I actually don't know the matchup well. I'm going to put it in winning just because I'm pretty confident it's winning. I don't see Doc going even against this character because he's still slow. It's one of those things where if you really lose against Doc, I think you're just interacting with him too much. He's slow. Don't deal with him. Run away, space out in air. Pill's annoying. Pill is hella annoying. But I don't know how good against Rob it is. I think if he pills, you can laser forward air and nail him. Like I said, Nair beats Pill. Retreating Nair beats Pill. And I can't see Doc beating it. Beware, down throw, down B. He's good out of shield game, up B. You can die pretty early. I'm going to say don't take him down as a result. Because you can gimp him anywhere. It does not matter about the low size. You can gimp him anywhere, so don't take him down. I can give that recommendation. I don't know what the best stage is, but I can assume that town is bad. Despite it being big. If you want a big stage, it's better than Kalos, it's better to go FD. I don't know much about this character. He's slow, he gets boxed out. He's slow, he's kind of nubby, so he gets boxed out. He has the frame data, and he can deal with Rob's shield really well. It's better just to roll away. He's not fast enough to chase you. Edge guard him with forward air, mostly. Wait for the tornado to be done, and if it's close to the ledge, down air, and if it's not, forward air him in the end lag. It has a lot of end lag, I hear. Don't trust me on that. It's kind of as far as I'm going to go, because like I said, I don't really know it. Duck Hunt is winning. Duck Hunt is... Honestly, Duck Hunt's probably easy winning. Yeah, honestly, Duck Hunt's probably +2. It's really similar to Diddy and Samus. Those are characters, like I said, where Rob, if you approach them, they become a lot harder. Right? But just get to that mid-range or long range and don't approach them, and they can't contest you well. And Duck Hunt's that, pretty much. Laser beats all his projectiles, goes through all his projectiles. Also, I think blows up can, not 100% sure. I haven't played Duck Hunt in a while, but I actually do know this stuff. Like, I have experience, just haven't played it in a while. And Gyro beats it stumps all his projectiles. The only one you have to worry about is Frisbee at that range where you can't react to it. So if you play super long range, he sucks against you because he can't contest you, right? Because Gyro beats all the super long range projectiles, Laser beats Duck Hunt trying to get trap stuff, and then you can shield his stuff and he can't shield your stuff on reaction. At that mid-range, it's a little harder because you have to deal with Frisbee, and Frisbee's annoying, right? Gunman is still the same, Gyro and Laser beat Gunman. Can is still the same, Gyro and Laser beat Can, and forward air beats Can. Frisbee's different. Frisbee, you have to nair, you have to go above it, you have to avoid Frisbee. Laser will trade with it. It's not actually always the best trade. Small laser, you don't want to take that. Big laser, it's fine. At close range, CQC, you can mash on him with down tilt and forward air, and he can't deal with it. Because his options are kind of eh. And at a mid range, if you space out nair and do max range forward air, max range down tilt, he can't deal with it. Simple as that. You can catch his landings extremely easily because he's floaty, and taking the can trades unless you're at really high percent is not bad because you can still chase him with laser. Even if he gets separated all the way, you can still chase him with laser. You can side B him really easily off stage. It's super easy to edge guard this character. Really bad recovery. Forward air as much as you want. At least forward air beats can. Generally, sometimes it doesn't, but forward air, if you do it right, beats can. If he goes to ledge, you can down air him for free. If he goes deep, you can side B him for free. If he ever up B's, not close to ledge, you side B him for free. You laser him for free. You down smash him when he air dodges the ledge for free. He doesn't combo you super hard. Most of his combos are going to be like off up air strings, and in that case, take 2 up airs, and then fast fall in there, reset neutral. If he throws out a gunman or whatever, be safe. Don't be an idiot. Just be aware that he's a gunman. Be aware of where the cans are, and he shouldn't get can in super, super beneficial spots. Like, he might, but he shouldn't. Falco, non-matchup. I'm not actually super sure about this one. My hunch is it's even, but it might be winning and it might be losing, but my hunch is it's even. You box him out, first of all, he's the hardest spacey guy to start. In fact, he might be the hard. He's not. He is second hardest spaceys. Neutrals, you can't rely on projectiles versus Falco. You can rely on nair and mashing. He can't deal with down tilt pressure well. He can't deal with forward air well. Your boxing moves are good versus Falco. You can outbox him, but you can't out projectile him just because he's a frame one deflector. Try to keep laser for edge guarding only. Try to keep gyro for. You can use gyro neutral, but try to keep edge laser just for edge guarding. Just use gyro neutral. That's it. You want to play at nair distance. You want to play it full hop nair, short hop nair, down tilt, whatever. You want to deal with that. I know you're close to Falco, and he can combo you, and that's unfortunate, but you want to be at that distance because long range is less effective. If you get a combo, I don't know where to DI it. Unfortunate. And you'll take it. Just take it. Take it like a man. Recover the ledge before you recover low. If you recover high, he can catch you. If you can do full hop nair or whatever, his jump is huge. So recover the ledge before you recover high does not mean always recover to ledge. It means just be careful if you recover high. Recovering the ledge is more consistent. And his ledge trapping is I don't think it's the best. Maybe it is. I don't think it's the best though. Nair to get back on the ledge is probably good. He could forward air and stuff you out. Actually, he could forward air and stuff you out. If you get off a ledge though, you can box him. You can down tilt, you can forward air, you can do whatever you want. You can combo him kinda well. He's floaty. You can catch his landings pretty well actually. Up airs, forward airs, nairs, whatever. And you can get him off stage, if that makes sense. It's not like Samus where you want to keep him above you. You up air Falco or whatever, he's and you want to catch him with nair or something like that, or forward air on landing, because he doesn't have good air stall moves, right? And if you're able to get him off stage, it's a little more beneficial. Super easy to down his uppy, super easy to down his reflector. Not reflector, his illusion. The big thing you have to worry about is his double jump is huge. His double jump is making him to ledge most of the time, so prepare to deal with the double jump before you prepare to deal with other ones. Down tilt 2 frames are good. If you can time those, not a lot of people can time those. They're pretty hard. But if you know the timing, it's pretty good because then you waste his jump. That's it. If you think he's going to do double jump above ledge, fall back, F tilt, F smash, whatever, you can still try to down air, just be above, and just be wary of it. That's kind of all I got. Stages, I don't think you want Battlefield. That's kind of it. I don't think you want Battlefield. I don't think you want Yoshi's Story. I don't think you want PS2. Could be wrong on that. Don't trust me fully. Falco. So Falco's not Falco. Fox. Fox is either lose or even. I'm gonna lean and say it's even. You can't mash up Fox. You can't down tilt or whatever on Fox. If you miss one, you're taking a hit. And if you're taking a hit, you're taking a lot. You're not dying. I'm simply gonna put it this way. Fox kinda out neutrals you. It's hard to deal with Fox in neutral. You can do auto cancel theirs and stuff, but projectile stuff is not super effective because he's just fast. He can get in, prevent you from doing it, or he's a reflector, right? But you can nair, you can forward air, you can down tilt. You just have to make sure you hit them. If you don't, you're gonna take a dash attack, you're gonna take a back air, you're gonna take a forward air, whatever. You're gonna take a lot of damage. You don't want to really land against him because he's fast. If he's good at parrying, you can parry up tilt, parry up smash your nairs. He can catch you with up airs before it comes out if he's fast enough, if he's close enough. He can dash attack your nair landing. So it's a pain to land. Now the reason it's even is one hit against his character's death. Unlike Falco, he does not have the jump. If you get him off stage, he dies. That's it. His illusions, you can side B his illusion, or down air's illusion, or forward air's illusion, or nair's illusion. His up B has an extremely long, not extremely, but has a long startup, right? So you can just wait, time to down air. If you ever see him go, you could literally just walk forward and get on ledge, space it, right? His jump's kind of and he falls like a rock, so he can't go above ledge if he's ever forced to recover. And if he does have to illusion or whatever, you can just up air him. Up air him, drift left or right. I think it'd be left. Depends where you are, but drift left so he gets sent to the right and then he's still on stage. That's really bad. Then you can fair him, nair him, whatever. You can keep him off stage for an entire stock, and if you're doing it right, he does. Is there anything else? Not really. Not really. I think I got it all. Ganon, easy winning. By the way, if anybody's here, hi. Hope you're doing well. Interact, whatever you take. I'm taking. If you want me to review a character now that I have not done yet, just tell me and I'll do them now. Who am I on? Ganon. Oh, Ganon sucks. It's as simple as that. Ganon sucks. You get him off stage, he dies. You out neutral him, you out neutral him, and that's it. Shitty neutral because he's slow. Is that red orange? Yeah, red orange. He's slow. You can gyro laser him. He can't deal with him. You can nair and forward air him. You can forward air and down tilt him, and he can't deal with that either. I would not. It's a preference thing. You can hit buttons on him. I don't want to because his nair is good. I'll do ZSS next. But you can. If you hit him with nair, forward air, whatever, you can bully him. He's gonna get closer to the ground because he's a little heavier, a little fast faller, like more of a fast faller. He's on a floaty, so be closer to the ground. You might need to do some grab mix-ups and whatnot, but whatever. You got him off stage. You can forward air bully him. You can nair bully him. You can side B bully him. He can't catch a landing. Similar to Corrin, he's slow. You just drift away and nair, and then you can't deal with it. So take it. Don't panic. Don't get hit by F smash. Don't panic. Don't get hit by F smash. Don't side B randomly. You side B randomly, you will take an F smash. Is there anything else? I think I legitimately got it. Just take him to big stages. Ideally, you take him to like any big stage. Just stop playing my playlist. It's still playing. I don't even know why this is on my playlist. Putting it off, but whatever. Yeah, that's kind of it for Ganon. I think it's pretty easy to understand why Rob beats Ganon. Said you wanted ZSS? So ZSS Rob, I'm not actually sure on. I like to go Snake against this character, but ZSS Rob, I'm not actually sure on. I know it's losing, kinda. I don't actually know if it's losing, if that makes sense. Like, I know it's losing, I hear it's losing, but my hunch, my gut tells me it's not actually losing. She can deal with projectiles relatively well, but the thing is she can't deal with the moves relatively well. She can outrange the moves and she can stuff out the moves, but her moves also have noticeable startup, so it's kind of like she can't deal with it as effectively as it seems. Also, you can down tilt on her, you can forward air on her, and it's hard for her to deal with. Just make sure you space your moves so you don't get upbeat out of shield. Keep center stage. You don't want to play on ledge. If you play on ledge, you will get random killed. I'll do Wolf next. You will get random killed by ZSS if you stay on ledge. But it's kind of like, you can brawl with ZSS. You can fight against ZSS. The reason it's probably losing is because Rob is big. He gets smashed forward. He does get smashed forward by ZSS. He gets smashed forward by Mario. He gets comboed for days. He gets up aired, up aired, up aired, up aired, up aired, and he can't do anything. He just has to take it. That's fine, but he just has to take it. Try to get off the ledge, fight your way out. You can fight your way out against ZSS. That's kind of like the consensus. Similar to Palu, it's like bad, but you can fight your way out, which is why I don't think it's that bad. I'm gonna put this to the end so I don't get the song again. I don't know much about this matchup. Find somebody else. Don't find somebody else. Whatever. Wolf. Wolf is a win. It's not easy win, but it's a win. Neutral's not hard. You can forward air on Wolf and he can't do much. You can down tilt on Wolf and he can't do much. You can nair on Wolf and he can't do much. You can't projectile on Wolf? Well, you can, but he can do stuff against projectiles. He can reflect your lasers if you're easy to read. I am. He can reflect your gyro if you're easy to read. And on ground approach, he can dash attacks. Dash attacks good. He can catch it with tilts. His tilts are good. He can forward air to catch gyro. So gyro and laser are not the best in neutral. You mostly want to rely on your moves, and your moves contest him really well. Your moves contest him really well. He can't deal with down tilt pressure well. He can't deal with nair pressure well. His best thing's probably forward air out of shield, and if you're smart, auto canceling nair, drift back nair, whatever. Down tilt shield, or just down tilt mix ups in general, because you don't know what they're going to do. If you can double down tilt, and it'll probably work. Forward air, stuff it out, forward to shield, whatever. You can do a nair auto cancel up tilt, it'll catch the jump. Nair auto cancel down tilt, it'll catch the drop shield or the up smash. He can't deal with pressure on shield that well. If he tries to like avoid you, run away, dash back, whatever, that's unfortunate, but you're probably going to be able to shield. He's not going to be able to dash attack you like 100%. So you can do a roll or shield or whatever, or you can keep spamming buttons. And the only reliable one he can get is probably lasering an aerial approach. Don't run. You don't want to get caught by unnecessary lasers, so don't run. If you're off stage, you can get on ledge. If you're on ledge, you can do full hop nair, drop ledge nair, whatever. If you don't think it'll be the same as jump, you can get caught up by back air, right? But if they try to catch a normal landing, you'll just get back to stage for free. If they try to catch roll and get up attack, whatever. Unless they parry, that's unfortunate. If they do, whatever. You're gonna get comboed, and that's unfortunate. I don't really know I don't know the easy ways to DI wolf combos, but you'll get comboed. Ideally, DI in if you think you can die at some bullshit percent, so you don't die at some bullshit percent. Off stage, you can bully him off stage, similar to wolf. You can generally see when they're going for certain recoveries. I like to chase. I think chasing is a better idea because then you can be closer to them if they up B or closer to them if they side B. But if you see him side Bing anywhere, you can just side B yourself, kill him early. If you see him up B, you can just time a downer, kill him early. It's not hard to edge guard him. Is there anything else? It's hard to catch his landings because he's drop nair and he's fast. He's good airspeed. He can drift away. I think I kind of got most of it. Stages, you don't want to take him to Smashville because he's good on Smashville and he's at closer range to you. Dash attack on Smashville covers like half the stage, and that's good against Rob. You can take him anywhere. I would not take him down. I'd probably take him FD. I think FD is the best stage you can take him to. That's kind of it. Is there anything else? That's kind of it. If you're going to get a grab on him, go for up their forward air or back through dash attack so you can get him off stage quick. You want to get forward air pressure. He can't deal with forward air pressure that well. If he's on the ground, he can. But if he's in the air, you're juggling him, you're comboing him, you're hitting him, he can't deal with it super well. So you can keep doing forward air pressure. And then you can get him off stage, and that's where you get your early kills. Similar to what I said with Doc, the blast zone size on the sides does not matter if you're getting that early gimp. So you want a bigger side because he can kill you off the side early with back air, and then the side blast zones matter. But you killing him side B, the side blast zones don't matter because you're already catching his jump theoretically, or he's just dead. And if he's not, whatever. It's still worth the trade-off. I think that's it. Last thing is don't mess up. Don't panic. Don't fuck up your kill confirms. Bren. God, I hate this character. I don't actually hate this character. Dealing with him, Mata, if you are here, dealing with Gren is hell. Anyway. Simple. Okay, everything I said about Fox ports over to Gren. Kinda. Gren has the same you can't mess up moves against Gren, right? You can't miss moves against Gren or you will get dash attacked and you will take a lot of damage, right? On Also similar to Fox, you can get juggled because his jump is huge. You can get caught out with forward air, whatever. If you approach him, he can just dash away and then dash back. It's really like, it's pretty much everything I said about Fox. Except he can't combo you as hard. He can't deal with projectiles as easily. And as like a trade-off, he can edge guard you. Edge guard your highs, let me rephrase. And he's a better recovery. His recovery is still not good. As long as you know that Shadow Sneak exists and you're aware of it, you can still edge guard him pretty easily. Just make sure you're aware of Shadow Sneak. If you down air and they decide to go away from ledge, God, this has been running a long time. Honestly, I might end it and finish it. How much left? How much I have left? Let me continue the grand one, sorry. If you downer and they decide to avoid ledge with the up B, you can still chase because there's a lot of lag on that move. You can down tilt, maybe you can grab, depends how close they are, you can forward air, F tilt. You can F smash Shadow Sneak if they're greedy and always go for it, just strict timing, strict spacing. It's hard to catch his landing because his jump is huge. Still doable. Important thing to note against Gren, down throw up air is extremely hard because when he gets out of your like when he mashes out of your down throw, he goes so high up that it's like impossible to up air him. You can still edge guard him, as I mentioned. He can't deal with gyro that well. Gyro kind of stumps his approaches. It forces him to dash attack, and that's not bad because his dash attack is not bad, right? Because he'll pick up the gyro with it. Dash attack is good, but it's kind of like it forces him to do it, and his short hop approaches are not that good. Short hop nair is short hop fair is startup, so you can forward air both of them, to be honest, because forward air will outrange the nair, and it'll beat the startup on fair. If you're on ledge, it's a little less reliable because he's more space to drift back, and then with forward air, and then you're going to miss and you'll get hit. So anything else? If he grabs you DI out at low, so you don't take the down throw combos, if he down throws you at any percent DI out, generally just DI out, you'll get out of the confirms. Don't jump into down throw forward air. I do this a lot. Don't jump into down throw forward air all the time. Of course he has other options, but don't be an idiot like I am. I think that's mostly it. Stages, you don't want smash fail because he's more room to dash attack, and the platforms don't really benefit you super well. Like I said, you can stuff out his approaches on your way. Empty's not bad. Town is bad. You're dying up the sides before you're dying up the top. Vendor stages are generally better. I think, like, I agree with that, but FD's probably the best one. PS2 is probably the best one. Because you also want to kill him early, and you're killing him generally off the top with probably forward air catches. Not forward air, upper catches, because, like I said, he's good ways of not dying off the side. It's hard to catch him with back air, it's hard to catch him, he's slippery, it's hard to catch him with your kill moves outside of the ones, because Rob's reliable kill moves kill off the top, and you're going to hit him with the reliable kill moves before you're going to hit him with the slippery ones, with more volatile ones, because he's a slippery character, he's fast, he's small. Since this is running extremely long, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to Ken. How many characters? How many more characters are we thinking? So I'm not going to do all these. I think I'm going to get to Ken, Joker, one of the, I'll find out in a bit. And then I'm going to end for the day. Ice Climbers. Easy. Easy. Pretty simple. I know Smash up kind of well. You out frame data him. Dealing with shields annoying. Dealing with the shields annoying. Just space out your moves and don't be an idiot. Downer to mix up your timing on his shield. Like you're approaching from the top, approaching from above. Downer to mix up your timing if they're just waiting in shield. A lot of them do this because Icy Shield is very good. If you're dealing with side B, that just gyro it, laser it, side B yourself, and it'll beat it. Nair to space around it, and if he side Bs your shield, unfortunate, roll away. Do not try to outshield that. You'll get punished. He can't deal with you from above. If you're from above, like if you're camping a platform, they can't approach you. Can't deal with gyro, can't deal with laser. If they go for some risque option, risque. If they go for some risky option, you can dash attack or forward air it. Probably, you can forward air you can dash attack a lot of things they do. A lot of whiff moves you can dash attack, and then you can just juggle them. You can forward air string Nana across the entire stage, kill them with side B all the time. And then Nana's dead. Easy matchup. Remember, just small tip, still respect Popo. Because if you don't respect Popo, you are going to lose. You're not going to lose, but you will take a lot of damage, and there's no point. Just still camp the character. Can't deal with space mirrors, can't deal with fair pressure, as long as you don't fair pressure the shield. If you fair pressure the character before startup, it'll work. If you fair pressure whiffs, like their whiffed moves, it'll work. If you fair pressure, you try to fair their shield or down tilt their shield, it won't work. Don't get grabbed. I like to just camp because I'm afraid, but it works. You can also brawl, kill mana as fast as you can. Don't have good landing tools, or downer is the best one, and it's not good. So you can forward air it. You can forward air up there landing. There's if you think they're going to downer, just don't contest it. Fall back, wait for them to land, wait for them to end, and then you can up air, forward air them again. Nair. Nair is the most reliable one, and I like forward air and Nair against them because it gets them off stage, and then you can kill mana more reliably. It's hard to down air the up B, but you can do it. It's not hard. Like you can learn it with time, but it's something you have to learn. It's not something you get first try. Is there anything else? Oh. If you grab them, back throw them immediately. If you have both of them, do not contest. Do not try anything else. Just bump throw. That's it. Yeah, I think I kind of got it. You can still grab them, by the way, because grab armor will go through most of the stuff, and they have to be immediate. If you're fast enough, you can still grab them, but just don't pummel. Just don't pummel. You can't down throw them, though. You can't down throw them. I'll say that. Generally, just go for the one that throws them off stage, and then kill the one that's left over. Ike is winning. He's slow. You can force him to approach, and you can't. You can force him to approach. You can stuff out his moves, and you can nair yourself. It is a who jumps first. I hate this. I hate that, but that's the matchup. Who jumps first? You jump first, you do well. He jumps first, he does well. The character that's a buff, right? They can't, because Ike can't deal with Rob Nair, and Rob can't deal with Ike Nair if they hit, like both of them. So just jump first. If you see him jump from a distance and he's doing something stupid, forward air him to stuff it out. But don't try Nair. Don't try Nair his Nair. Like, if you see him above you, roll. Just, like, respect it. Roll, reset neutral. Do something to reset neutral. Don't try to beat it out. Unless you think he's going for a tomahawk. In that case, yeah, try. But that's something you have to commit to. Something you have to commit to, as I said. Off stage, laser, gyro, you can give him. You can downer. If he's going for a side B, just try snipe him with laser until he's going to be forced to go for the up B and then just downer it. You have to read where he's going to downer it, and you probably have to jump above ledge. You can't just do it on ledge. Probably have to jump to where he's going to and then downer it. But yeah, downer it. Make sure you're at the peak. If you're really not, I've laid this out like week 1. I remember this because I hated this matchup. If you're really not confident in your ability to spike his up B, and I find spiking his up B the easiest way, you can parry down tilt or parry jab, both work. You can do this against Chrom too, but Ike's probably better because it's easier because he's slower airspeed. You can parry jab the up B or parry down tilt, and it'll just kill. Or you can perfectly, and when I say perfectly, I mean perfectly, space an F smash, and it'll kill. That's really hard. Neutral, he's slow, can't deal with laser, can't deal with gyro. Gyro's not that good in this matchup on the ground. It's good for combos and it's good for out of shield. It's not super good just for ground control, just because he wants to be in the air as well. He wants to approach with short hops, and Gyro does not beat that. Gyro's shot is probably the best tool you have. You don't want to keep it on the ground. If you get a hit with it, approach, grab it, throw it. Like at him, okay? Ideally you hit him again. If you don't, whatever. You have another Gyro shot for future reference. For future. You can forward air stuff out a lot of his stuff. You can down tilt. He can't really deal with it. He's out of shields. He's an up B, but down tilt is safe on up B. Auto cancel Nair and drift back Nair are also safe on up B, so don't worry about it. As long as you're safe, smart with it. Anything else? If you're on ledge, it's actually kind of bad. Get off the ledge. Fight yourself out if he's too close. If he's not, play safe, play smart. Yeah, I think I kind of got it. It's kind of the sum of it. Similar to Corrin, he kind of sucks to land against him. You want to do either fast fall air dodge through the up air, or you want to drift away. You don't want to deal with up air. You really don't want to deal with that up air. Massive. That's like the main redeeming thing Ike has in that trip. Incineroar. I actually don't know. I don't have a lot of instant experience with Rob. At least not a lot that like I took notes on, right? To me, it's kind of like I can see. To me, it's easy winning, but I can see it being winning. I'm gonna put easy winning for now, just because it's Instant, and I don't think Instant is good. He's one of those characters where I think people think he's good because they don't want to camp him. And if you don't camp him, yeah, he's good. I admit that. Camp him. What's that? Revenge is obnoxious, but you have down tilt pressure, you have forward air pressure, and you can't deal with it. His on shield's not the best to deal with it. If you get down throwed, you get up aired, whatever, you take some damage. He can't really chase you off stage. You're not going to die super early unless you get some revenge S-Smash or revenge low win. And if it happens, that's on you. Because you can Nair and it'll beat most of his stuff. Right? You can auto-cancel Nair. It'll beat most, if not all of his stuff. So, oh shit, there's a spider on my Robin amiibo right in front of me. Fuck off. Okay, boys, we successfully kicked the spider. Sorry about that. This is literally how it's going to get uploaded to if I put it on YouTube, because I'm not going to edit anything. Where was I? Ensign. Drift back Nair. Similar to Corrin, he's really slow. Rob Spider. You climbed off my Rob amiibo. So you can drift back Nair and he can't deal with it. If you get a forward air string on him, you can continue the forward air string. Revenge at low, by the way, even if you get hit, you can still punish it. Still, like, you can still punish the hit at low. Not at all percents at low. I think. Like, I'm pretty sure. You can Nair, you can forward air, whatever. You can just keep him on stage. And you can just keep bullying him and he can't deal with it. Unless he's on the ground. If he's in the air, he can deal with it. If he's on the ground, he can't. If he's on the ground, you do it to space your moves, you do it to be a little safer, a little smarter. I think that's kind of it, because I don't super know this matchup. You can bully him off stage, but I don't know how. Find somebody else, ask Rob Cord or whatever if you're really confused on it. If you're an Instant main, ask Instant Cord or whatever. I'm not the best for advice on that. Inkling, winning, easy. It's easy. I'm confident this is winning, but it's not easy winning. You get comboed. Literally the only con in this matchup is Rob gets comboed. That's it. That's it. Rob gets comboed. He takes a lot of damage. Gyro beats all of Inkling's approaches. Nair beats all of Inkling's approaches if you do it right. If you're above Inkling, or if you're max space, it'll beat the back air. If you're above Inkling, it'll beat everything she has. I said he because I'm used to the blue Inkling boy. This Splat Bomb's annoying, but you can laser, you can gyro, both will stuff out and stop it. Alright. You can forward air Inkling as a get off me, they can't do much. If you're safe with Nair, you just play smart, play a lot of shield, play a lot of roll, play a lot of Nair. You're not going to be able to get rolled, you're not going to be able to get killed at early percents. Off stage, you can chase the character with side B, really, you can chase the character with forward air, you can wait on ledge and down air 2-frame. You're going to take a lot from damage, and that's unfortunate. DI out, the only thing you really have to worry about when you get hit with the character is deep forward airs, and forward airs if you're at like 100, because that's the only way they're really killing you that you can get hit by if you're playing smart. So just watch out for those. Roller is easy. You naturally play around roller if you're playing Nair heavy, like Nair reliant, and you're not. If you play fair reliant, you're not avoiding roller naturally, but if you play Nair reliant, you are. Can't deal with down tilt. Yeah, can't deal with down tilt. Can't deal with roll, really. It's like a hard commit for Inkling to catch it. But he's fast, so I guess it kind of is. I guess it does work. You can just down tilt stuff out every single approach. You can just Nair and down tilt, and you'll beat the character. Gyro, Nair, down tilt. That beats the character, and that's it. Laser is good. Make sure you angle it slightly down to catch dashes or up to catch jumps. Do not just do neutral laser. Off stage, you can catch a laser. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, that's kind of it. Don't get caught by, like, as long as you don't get caught by roller and you just play well, you'll, like, if you play well and don't get caught by roller, you'll do fine, and it's confidently, like, winning then. You know it's winning. Of course, you do get comboed, and that's it. You do get comboed and take a lot of damage, so that's, like, what the redeeming quality, but you do well everywhere else. I'm going to stop at... Actually, how many characters have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 times 3, what is that? 42. God, I haven't even got half the roster. But I'm kind of done. I might as well just place characters I have no clue on. Like, I confidently have no clue. Even, like, I just don't know. You? I don't know. You, I don't know. I don't know anything about the Olimar matchup. It's kind of it. I have a general clue on most of the other matchups. Oh, I don't actually know about Mewtwo. Actually, I do know about Mewtwo. Yeah, that's kind of it. This is what I'm just going to stop at for the day. I'll say if I just like clear crafting or whatever, but those 3 characters I know nothing about. I'll finish this, I don't know, tomorrow, maybe the next day. So hypothetically, Isabelle winning. I think it's Isabelle. One of the villager characters, either Isabelle or Villager, has this thing where Rob can short hop, not short hop, he can crouch, and you can crouch under short hop slingshot, and that's a big deal, because that means her main approaching option, because her grounding moves are not the best, that means her main neutral tool is something you can just avoid by crouching. Secondly, unlike Villager, Villager's a little harder, because Villager can kind of contest you, he can force you to approach. Versus Isabelle, even if she pockets Gyro or Laser, you can still camper with the other move. Also, Nair's good, beats Slingshot, everybody knows this. Moves beat Slingshot, this is kind of well known. Off stage, you bully her, and you don't really have a super, like, weak disadvantage to her. It's not easy winning, just because she's annoying still. And Slingshot can be very good to stuffing out air approaches, and you can't just stay grounded the entire time, because that's unrealistic. Puff. Puff is winning as well. I'm pretty confident on this one. It's not easy winning strictly because character's advantage state's really good, and you can combo Rob really easily. Big thing in this matchup to know is you want to be either under her or above her. Easiest way of doing this is 1, crouch and up tilt aerial approaches if you do full hop, or platform camp to be above her, so you can't contest anything from above and below. She only has horizontal movement and their stuff. Just camp her. She hits hard, just camp her. DI out. DI out so you don't get stuck and you don't like go drift into another fort or whatever. You don't get edge guarded. Off stage. Off stage is similar to what I said in neutral. You want to be above or below her. She can only really contest you at horizontal range. That's kind of all there is to it. No stage is really bad. So not a hard character to beat. It's just you can get hit and sometimes just die. That's why it's winning, not super winning. Joker. I think Joker's winning as well. You're not getting bullied enough. It's like Joker doesn't bully you enough for you to be losing. The main issue is honestly ledge. Honestly, he's getting off ledge. You don't really get comboed super hard. I don't really know ways to DI. It's just kind of like you'll take damage. The only issue is getting off ledge, really, and if you're good at getting off ledge, you should be fine. You have good tools to contest Arsene by either just 1, camping, playing around gyro, or 2, doing nair into down tilt, stuff like that, fair pressure, because you have faster aerials. You don't have faster aerials, but you have like fast pokes that can deal with his approaches relatively easily. So you can stuff his approaches out really well. You can out camp him, he can't really AHA and gun camp you. It is important to note that at that AHA range, go for forward air, don't go for nair, because you don't want to get stuffed out by AHA. Snap. Off stage, you bully him really easily, even if he has the tether or the Arsene recovery. The Arsene recovery is a free down air, and the tether recovery is a free side B. You can bully him off stage. Arsene is scary, but just camp. You can also just stall Arsene. If you really want, you can stall Arsene by going up. I don't really think that's the best thing to do, but you can do it. Stages wise, just don't go down. Just don't go down. Ken's even. Ken's even, but honestly, it's leaning toward. It's probably closer to winning than it is to even. Reason is, you don't have good out of shield games. You can kind of get overwhelmed by shield pressure on Ken, and he doesn't have the best off ledge game. So you can get ledge trapped pretty easily by Ken as well. In neutral, it's honestly kind of Rob favored. You can box him out well. You can camp him out well. And off stage, it's also Rob favored. If you know what you're doing, you can kill him off stage. I don't really know what I'm doing. I found out today that the arm is intangible in Shoryu, so make sure you're off stage to go for the downer and you're not like next to him. Who closes? Yeah, so make sure you're off stage. Just drop off stage slightly and then downer him there instead of going for a 2-frame, because you're going to generally lose the 2 frames. Neutral, you can box him out. You can nair and down tilt. He can't really deal with it super effectively. His boxing tools are good, but not when you have to approach with them, right? You can box him out with nair as well, unless he's going for fireballs, but like they're not that good. You can just spam projectiles as well. That's it. It's not hard to keep him in the air. Your up tilt breaks and your up air breaks focus, so you can juggle him relatively easily. The big thing is the second he gets a single hit, you are going to take a lot, and you can SDI it, but it's Rob, so it's not always going to work super well. I think I kind of got most of it. Like I said, it's closer to leaning towards winning. Stage-wise, most stages are good. You want high ceiling because you might die to Shoryu. Shoryu's the easiest way you're dying. So you want a higher ceiling. I like Town and Battlefield. I like Battlefield versus Ken, actually. Because you also want to be able to bully him. I find that with characters like Ken, you're generally doing the best when you're bullying him before he bullies you. And that's kind of why I like Battlefield. It's a smaller stage, they have less room to go to, they mess up. You can also use gyro. You can also use gyro to edge guard him. A laser to snipe him off stage, and then you can just do gyro shot at ledge to easily gimp him, easily two-frame him, or just put gyro there, and sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, not sure. Diddy's honestly easy winning, but it's lame. Just camp. Just camp. He can't approach. And Gordo's not good. So as long as you just camp, he can't do anything. Okay, camp him and respect him. You don't want to do Nair in this matchup, you want to do more forward air, because forward air will stuff out all his stuff, and then he doesn't have a good enough add shield option to deal with any spaced forward air. Nair is going to be the combo control, of course, but Fair's just the more reliable pressure. But he can't deal with gyro, he can't deal with laser. You just have to wait for him to do stuff. Get a single hit and then wait for him to do stuff. Stages-wise, just don't take him to Smashville. Take him to bigger stages. You don't want to die early. He's still heavy. Carol, same thing as Diddy. Respect him as a heavy. Just respect him as a heavy. He can still do the heavy bullshit. You combo him to hell and back. You catch his landings really well. If you can learn to up smash his Nair, that's sick. You'll kill him in like 2 up smashes with the armor. Catch his landings with gyro and laser. Respect crown. Offstage, gyro toss down is really good off stage versus him. Going for downers is kind of hard. You can do it, but it's hard. I like to just more chase off stage and snipe him off stage. I think it's more reliable. I think I got most of it. Just treat him like a heavy. Watch out for down throw up smash. Like, don't mix up your mash so you can avoid that. There's not much K. Rool does well against Rob. So, I don't think there's much to discuss. Kirby is easy winning. Unlike Puff, Puff's killing you. Kirby's not. Play lane, you can bully Kirby, and I will say this right off the bat: if Kirby's off stage, chase Kirby. Chase the Kirby off stage with at like a horizontal distance. Character's airspeed's kind of bad, so you want to be at like even ground with them off stage, and you can. You have enough dash and air mobility to do it, and just keep forward airing or nairing them, right? And eventually they're going to waste all their resources. They're going to have to up B high. You can up air them or whatever. You can down air them if you're really going to call them out. Laser, gyro, and if you force them to recover low after wasting their resources, you can get a free down air, S smash side B. You just have to actually chase and go for an edge guard on them. Drift away from them. If you ever get down aired, drift away so you don't get caught by another down air. And even if you're super, super high up, you might get caught by another down air, but you're not going to die, so you have enough gas to get back. In neutral, it's not really hard. Just play safe. You can do retreating nairs, spaced out nairs, down tilt, stuff like that. And Kirby can't really deal with it. If they start pairing it, it might be a little bit more of a pain. But as long as if they really play around it well, you can plat camp, and they can't deal with it as well. Gyro and laser are actually kind of good at close range because because they're safe pressure on Kirby. Especially laser angled up because they like to jump. If they're staying on the ground, you can just do lasers like angled down. If they inhale it as like the reflect, because it is a reflect, it's gonna have too much lag. And then you can punish with a dash attack afterwards. I think that's it. Let's see. Stages, don't give them Smashville, don't give them smaller stages. My cats are adorable. I think that's kind of it. Link is even, closer to winning. I'm gonna put winning. It might be even. So I honestly think both characters can contest each other really well in both aspects. Like, So if you're playing a more aggressive Rob, it's kind of like on par with aggressive Link. And if you're playing a more defensive Rob, it could be kind of on par with defensive Link as well. The only reason I'm going to say it's winning is because Rob has an easier time pushing advantage versus Link than Link does versus Rob, whether that be on ledge, off stage, anything. In neutral, he's going to do. This is like a kind of like a rock paper scissors element of the matchup. If you're at a mid-range distance where a short hop aerial is an approach, short hop fair from Link will beat Nair. Like a fair will beat Rob Nair, but it'll lose to Rob fair. A Link Nair will lose to a spaced Rob Nair, but beat Rob fair. So that's like a neat little thing to look out for. Not always like that at more close ranges. Link Nair is going to beat everything pretty much. But it's a neat little thing you can do. Gyro's really good versus Link. It stuffs the projectiles, all the Links, right? But at the same time, Link has Boomerang, which is a better mid-range projectile than Laser is, and he also has Bomb, which is a better mid-range projectile than Laser. So mid-range projectile-wise, Link does relatively well, but so does Rob, because Rob has Gyro, and Gyro's really good. At long range, Rob does better with projectile war, but you can't really be forcing the long range scenarios super well. Like I said, offstage, it's not hard. Just, you need to know the bomb angles, and then you can do back airs or up airs on the Link bomb recoveries, or you can down air spike if they go closer to ledge. You can pull him off stage. Just don't get suction cupped. Watch out for the reverse up B. Watch out for the reverse up B. If you're prepared for the reverse up B, it's a free down air every time, but you gotta worry about it. You gotta be prepared. Is there anything else? The way I like to play this matchup, this is just a good tip, in my opinion. A lot of people have this, as well as Rob. If they play more of a brawly kind of Link, they might, not always, but they generally have a weaker projectile kind of Link, and it's the same other way. So if they have a stronger projectile kind of Link, then they might be worse at, like, brawling. So try to find what they're good at and challenge them at the opposite if you're comfortable enough to do that with Rob. Because, like I said, they both have good options at that range. So they can. It's just you're going to generally be stronger at one than the other. How you play against Links can be completely different. Like I said, I think it's just mainly slight winning for Rob because Rob has a better time bullying Link in disadvantage than Link has a better than Link bullying Rob. Who else? I think that's it. Stage-wise, don't give him town. Don't give him town. Just because you don't want to dot a forwarder that easily, you can have the room. Like, the room's not bad. You're generally going to kill Link off stage or with up airs. If you kill him off stage, it does not matter if the side blastings are large, because you're not going to kill him with side, but you're going to kill him with gimps, generally, unless you do 0 to death. In that case, the side blasting really does not matter. I don't like town or Smashville, because I don't really like dying to forwarder at 90. I think a high ceiling is not really good. You're not dying to the top off Link unless you get hit by that shield, so generally you're not dying off the top, but you'll kill Link off the top with your consistent kills, because Rob consistent kills are generally more so off the top. So I'd say PS2 is good. PS2 is probably the best stage in the mashup in my opinion. Battlefield's good because you have a better time with plat movement than Link does. Those two stages are what I'd say you should go to. Is there anything else? Anything specific? Oh, I think... So Nair blows up Bomb. That's something to note. Nair blows up Bomb. So don't mindlessly Nair if Bomb is on the ground. If there's Bomb control on the ground, don't mindlessly Nair, because you will detonate it. And you'll lose an interaction because of it. Is there any other characters I'm not sure on? Okay, Mac. Mac, I'm gonna put it's easy winning because I know it's easy winning. I don't know much about this matchup though. I don't. I just know it's easy winning. I know you can platform camp Mac and he can't do anything. I know that you can gimp Mac at really easy percents, and I know you can kind of swat away at Mac with forward air and down tilt. But I don't know other than just like run away, other than play extremely lame and bully him off stage, I don't know what there really is to note in this matchup. It's kind of just, you need to be aware. I would be aware of the Mac specific stuff. Off the top of my head, the stuff I know at Mac that you should worry about is at like 160, he has jab up B as a kill confirm. Watch out for that. Angled down F smash, if you get hit by that, it does set up in the tech chase scenarios. So watch out for that. Be prepared to tech. I've gotten jab blocked by that and died at like 40 because I just wasn't prepared. Otherwise, I don't know. He can't deal with gyro, I'll say that. You gyro, he kind of has to do pivot, cancel, left tilt, or dash attack to pick it up. And if he's doing those, you can punish both of those just by running up shielding or just letting him miss with a dash attack of your own, the forward air, nair, whatever. Stuff like that. Stages wise, it's Mac. FD's not even that bad, but don't take him FD because you want more, like, you want to have the option platform camping. Take him Kalos, take him PS2, take him Town, take him Battlefield, stuff like this. Don't take him Smashville. Hey, PK. Who am I on now? Lucario? You bully him off stage, and neutral's not hard. You can mash on this character. You know what? Actually, it's this. It's this. You mash on Lucario. He has no boxing options, so you can just get in his face, down tilt, jab, and forward air, and he can't deal with it. It's Lucario, though, so he's scary, but it's fine. Like, just respect Aura Sphere. If you're really scared of him, just can't. He also can't really deal with you camping him. Can't deal with gyro and laser. That super well. Right? He can, but like not really well. And he can't deal with boxing at all. So there's not much to worry about in neutral as long as you just play smart. I will say though, Lucario's moves, once they come out, they're all pretty slow, but once they come out, they're very safe. They're very safe, so respect them. If he nairs your shield or backers your shield or whatever, depending on how high, you might be able to forward air it, but if it's low to the ground, you're not going to be able to punish that, so don't try. Off stage, it's not hard to bully him. You just got to learn what they want to do with extreme speed. There's not much to it, really. In disadvantage versus Lucario, don't panic. Play safe. But you respect Aura Sphere. The only ranged thing he does if you drift back is Aura Sphere. So if you do fast fall air dodge, if you're getting juggled away from him, or if you're gonna just drift away from him, be wary of Aura Sphere. But it's the only thing you really have to worry about at a very long range, unless they do random extreme speed, but I don't see that happening. Stage-wise, I don't want to take him to town, because Lucario is generally killing you off the side before he's killing you at the top. And you want to kill him early as well, and like I said, Rob's reliable kills are off the top, so don't take him to high C, don't take him to town, it just benefits him more. Smashville's good, Battlefield's good, PS2's good, FD's good, all the stages are really good, to be honest. I also wouldn't take him to Kalos, just because I don't want to give him a chance at making it back, and it's easier to make it back on Kalos because there's a platform above, and there's also the wall jumps. Who's Lucas? Lucas is winning. A very simple way of beating Lucas. One, bully him off stage. Gyro, forward air. Force him to use up B. Do not let him Zair. It's really hard to contest Zair. It's really hard to contest Zair. So try bully him off stage before that with forward airs and nairs and lasers and gyros and whatever. Be passive with lasers because it heals him a lot. You need to make sure you hit your lasers or you miss your lasers, right? You don't want to let him absorb your lasers. They heal a lot for him, so be careful with lasers. At a long range, at a long range approach, full hop nair is extremely reliable and good. His only real way of dealing with it is up smash, and that's a hard risk that's like a hard read by the Lucas. At a close range, Rob can just forward air Lucas, and Lucas, like a mid-range, close range, whatever, you can just forward air Lucas, it'll stuff out all his aerials. And in boxing, you can just spam down tilt, and Lucas can't really deal with it. What's annoying is mid-range PK fires can catch you out relatively easily if you're jumping recklessly, so you need to be careful with that. And his ledge trapping is pretty solid against Rob with just forward air, like short hop forward air, pretty much. Short hop forward air and F tilt. They're good enough. It's not the best, but it's good enough to keep Rob annoyed on ledge. Forward air is big, so it will outrange Nair unless you perfectly space it. Similar to Ness as well, you kind of want to be above. I haven't got the Ness yet, but similar to Puff. You want to be above or below, because they don't really have good moves to hit those angles, like 45 degrees below or 45 degrees above. So if you're really, like, if you're above Lucas with a full hop Nair, or below Lucas with a just waiting, he's not going to have the best options to deal with it. Off stage, I like to recover high. It's not hard to avoid PK freeze. I like to just recover super high because it avoids all options that I can just land with Nair, and Lucas can't do much. He can do PK fire to catch landing Nair, and that's good on his behalf, but as long as you play it right, you're not going to get caught by it. Lucas benefits in this matchup. Ledge, like I said, his tools are not like the best at ledge trapping overall, but they're good against Rob. PK Fire can be used to catch Nair spam and forward air spam at a longer range. If you whiff any of those moves, PK Fire, and at the same time these PK Fire, it is a very not good trade. What else? His grab, his shield pressure on you is really good. Just a down tilt grab, down tilt move. Down tilt, kind of like Rob down tilt, forces you to do something afterwards if you shield it, and if you get hit by it, it combos into stuff. Important to note, DI up on first down tilt, and you'll be off the ground, you're not going to get hit by another one. You might be able to forward hit him, not sure, or you might be able to air dodge and avoid the grab. Not 100% sure. Stages-wise, I don't like town, because he's killing you off the side before he's killing you at the top. If they're killing you off the side before they're killing you at the top, don't go town, in my opinion. It's not bad, though. I just don't like it. I think PS2 is the best stage in this matchup. Battlefield's also a very good stage in this matchup. I think those two are the go-tos. Lucas does not really care for platforms as much. I think that's kind of it. That's kind of it. Not much else to discuss. Do I even want to continue this list? Or do I want to stop for the day? I'll do Lucina. And I'm going to start off by saying I don't really know Lucina. I don't really know what I think about this matchup. I want to say even. Because simply put, I don't know enough. And I've heard that this might be losing. I've heard this might be losing. But I don't know enough about the character, and my gut feeling tells me that it's not losing. So I'm going to say it's even. I don't know. I played against Aladdin once, I think, and it was not really a wash. I think I did fine. And it did not seem super, super bad. That's kind of it. So don't trust my judgment of Lucina. That's kind of my gut feeling. In a similar way, I'm just going to put Marth here, because I'm not sure. No clue. I don't know about Marth. I barely know about Lucina, so I'm not sure about Marth. Who else? Luigi. This one's winning. It's not easy winning, because he's a little harder than all these. But it's winning. Can't, Mox. You do both better. You can make it. If you play safe, you will never get grabbed by Luigi. If you play very safe, you will never get grabbed by Luigi. If you platform camp, you'll never get grabbed by Luigi. That gets rid of his #1 win con. Off stage, you bully this character to hell and back, and it's really not hard to get him off stage. You catch his landings extremely well, as long as you are able to read Cyclone or air dodge patterns. Because his air drift is shit and he's floaty. In neutral, you do very well, because he doesn't really deal with gyro super well, and his easiest way of picking you up is dash attack, which is not a safe move. You can box him out really well with Nair. You can brawl him out with forward air and down tilt. I don't really think it's the best idea to brawl him out with forward air and down tilt, but you can. You get bullied by grab. Every character gets bullied by grab. Not much to it. Make sure you SDI in or out. If they go for down air stuff, make sure you're ready to tech it. Is there anything else? Stages. Any stage is good. It's kind of like a lot of characters where if you're gimping them, you don't need the small side blast zones, but you can use them. I don't think Town is bad. I think Town's actually pretty good. Town makes it so you die like 11% from the grab instead of like 0. So I think Town's not bad. Ideally, you take into PS2 just because I find that to be the stage I enjoy the most, or Battlefield. It's easier to platform camp if you need to, and on PS2, it's easier to kill him, and it's not hard to camp Luigi, like I said. If they're going for short hop backers and stuff, just make sure you're at a range with Nair where it's safer. If you think you're going to get stuffed out by back air, go for it less. Maybe go for a forward air jump. Go for down air stalling. Down air stalling is great because it prevents you from just getting grabbed on landing. Mario slight lose. Mario slight lose. You can box him out. Yeah, it's as simple as that. You can box him out and you can brawl him. You can contest Mario. Like, in neutral, it's not bad for you. In disadvantage, it's kind of like, in neutral, it's not bad for you. In your advantage, it's not bad. You can bully Mario relatively well. You can keep him out relatively well. You can contest him relatively well. I think this is kind of known. Forward air is extremely good versus Mario at, like, dealing with his buttons. And Nair is extremely good at outranging his buttons. Gyro is very good at catching his landing. Up tilt's very good at catching his landing. Nair is super good at dealing with fireball spam too, at like a longer range. Laser can be good, it's just a random tool, like not much to it. You just have good tools at contesting in the neutral. An advantage, you can forward air string this character a long ass time, you can juggle this character relatively well. You can bully him off stage, it's a little harder to down air him, but you can bully him off stage. Big disadvantage, you get hit. Wow, you lost. You don't actually lose, but if you're good with your DI, there's no really flowchart way of DIing this, so I'm not going to give DI advice, really. But yeah, you do just get grabbed or hit and sometimes die, and that happens, and it's enough for me to say it's losing. But it's not enough for me to say it's hard losing, because you can still contest the character. If you get hit, a similar thing I like to say to a lot of characters, try DI to live. Don't try DI to get out. Try DI to live, because it's very hard to get out with Raw. If you're 100% confident, or if you're very confident you can get out of a combo, yeah, do it, right? Another important thing to note is if you think it's not true, and you think it's like very not true, try forward air to get out, and you will trade, probably. You might not, maybe you'll get hit, but it's better to try it than not, if you think it'll work. That's kind of it. I don't know how to DI is down air, so I'm not going to give advice on that. If somebody does, please tell me. Mega Man, I think Mega Man is winning, but I've heard it's losing. My experience with Mega Man tells me it's winning, but I've heard it's losing. I'm going to put it's winning. I think it's winning. Not 100% confident. For all the people that say this is hard for Rob, it might be. It might be. But based off the Mega Mans I've played and my gut feeling, it tells me it's not super bad. Lemons are annoying, but they're not beating full hop Rob Nair. Forward air's annoying, but it's not beating full hop Rob Nair, really, as long as you do it in an unpredictable, like not super predictable fashion. He's not dealing with gyros super easily, and he's not dealing with lasers super easily. So I don't really understand why people think this is really bad, unless I'm missing something. He can kind of bully you on ledge, that I can see, and he can prevent you from he can juggle you with up air and prevent you from just going high. That I can see. But nothing is super crucial to the point where I think it looks bad. Plus, you can bully him in disadvantage too. It's not hard to combo him because his moves are relatively slow, and you can forward air before a lot of his stuff comes out. Not super slow, but they're not fast, right? You can forward air most of his stuff before it comes out, and you can bully him off stage. His recovery's kind of lackluster. You could chase him super far out. So it just doesn't look like losing to me. You can bully him off stage, like Rob can bully every character off stage. You can bully every character neutral. Important to note, I think it's a little harder to rob Zero to Death Mega Man than other characters. I think his weight and fall speed's a little weird. Yeah. Meta Knight. Meta Knight's another winning. Let me give you the flowchart. 1. DI to live. SDI and DI to live. Do not SDI and DI to escape, because you won't escape. If you SDI into the stage on town, if you ever go town, pick town. Town's the best stage in this matchup, by the way. SDI up and in, if you want to get hit by the up B, or you don't mind getting hit by the up B, or if you think you're going to go for a Nair, side B, neutral, D, whatever, edge guard, SDI up and in, or down and in. If they're going for down or change, SDI down and out, and you'll get out, and it won't be true. You can box this character out, and you can anti-air this character very easily. If he stays on the ground, you can brawl him very easily. You can kill him very easily. There's not much to it, other than, yeah, sometimes you get hit and take a very large amount of percent, and that's why it's not even. That's why it's not easy winning, sorry. It's not even because Rob is better in almost every aspect. It's very hard to contest his character off stage. I'll say that. Down air, it's not really high risk to go for down air, so you can. But it's very hard to bully this character off stage. If he goes for a dimensional cape, unless you parry it, but if he goes for a dimensional cape attack, you can kill, you can chase it, right? But if he goes for a dimensional cape and he just resets, he just goes away, you're not fast enough to punch it. It's kind of hard to punish it. You might be able to laser, and if he's close enough, you can forward air, or dash attack, but it's very hard to punch that. So don't try to do that. Don't get greedy and try it. Another piece of advice I have is, in tech chase scenarios, try to roll out more. He's not super fast, so he's not going to be able to catch roll out tech in tech chases, and a lot of them like to go for F smash on tech in. Let's see. I kind of want to stop for the day, just because I kind of want to stop for the day. If anybody's still here and wants me to do specific characters, let me know. I'll do them now before I head out. I just kind of wanted to stream to continue this. Game & Watch. It's not hard. Box them out. Honestly, I think this matchup is overhated. The real like hard thing in the matchup is landing against up air. That is hell. That is hell. Landing against up air is very bad. But you can nair. You can nair and just wall him out. It's not hard to wall him out. And it's hard to force him to approach if you don't have a percent lead. But if you ever do get a percent lead and you force him to approach, he does not have an easy time. You can forward airs and nair approaches. You can nair out everything, right? On ledge, not super hard. If you ever see him bacon laser, keep laser for bacon. Similar to Lucas, you don't want to give him free heals, but if you see him go bacon ever, laser it free. Unless you're confident you can dash attack. You can bully him off stage, kinda. I mean, just respect, like, just be wary, but it's not hard. You can still keep him in disadvantage. You can bait up B's shield and then up their outer shield. I think any matchups are in the lose category. I think Pikachu's in the lose category. I think Young Link's in the lose category. I think Pikachu and Young Link are in the lose category. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. I think those are the two hardest matchups. Seph, I have no clue. Steve, I have no clue. Byleth, I have no clue. Hero, I know. I think I've got all these general. I have a general clue in most of these. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was on Mewtwo. I'm gonna put Mewtwo in winning. Neutral's not actually easy. It's kind of even a neutral. Rob is a good neutral, but so does Mewtwo. Mewtwo's Shadow Ball is really oppressive to deal with if you don't have gyro on the ground, and the character has good enough tilts and overall movement to contest gyro alongside having Reflector. His moves, his forward air specifically, is a fast, big move, so it can stuff out in air, and it can't really stuff out forward air, but it's still fast enough to the point where you can land like a forward air against him, against Rob. You can't do it on reaction, but you can call out fair, and it works really well. It's easy to get in. Like, it's not the easiest, don't get me wrong, but like, it's not hard for Mewtwo to get in. He does not struggle in neutral like a lot of other characters do against Rob. In advantage, Mewtwo has a solid time as well. Just because Rob is big, he can push him off. With fairs and such, and he can keep him off stage relatively well on ledge in particular, just because Shadow Ball and fair pressure is really good. But the real bad part of the matchup is the fact that he's big. At like 0 to 50 and 0 to 40, Rob can fight his way out. Of strings, he'll take 20, he'll take like 30%, but then he'll just fair as well, and then Rob will be in advantage. So Rob can fight himself out versus Mewtwo really effectively at lower percents. At higher percents, you can reliably land with hitboxes against Mewtwo, and there's very little he can do. It's a little harder to fight yourself out at higher percents, because then you risk getting hit by fair and just dying. And also, a hit versus Mewtwo can be taken really far. He has good airspeed, don't get me wrong, so it's like not as easy to catch landings as you'd think, but he's still massive and he's still floaty, so you can catch him landing relatively well. His edge, his like off stage is not the best, like getting back is not the best. So you can edge guard him really well. It's just super easy to 2-frame teleport recoveries with Rob, and it doesn't have a hitbox as well, like Zelda's or some others, so it's extremely easy to do it versus him. Is there anything else I'm missing? I think I mostly got it. I don't think this is as bad because, like I said, Mewtwo has a really good time. He doesn't have like a brilliant time, but he has a solid time in neutral against Rob, and most characters don't. Stage-wise, I think Town is low-key bad. I think the best stage to go to is probably smaller stages. Town's probably not that bad, it's just like, I'd much rather... Byleth is not too new, I just don't know the matchup, and I don't even have like a theory craft on the matchup, if that makes sense. Like, I have a general idea of the Steve matchup, I don't know anything about Byleth really. If I had to guess, it's winning, but I don't really have any evidence towards it, so... Stage-wise... Don't go... Battlefield's good. Smashville's good. Kalos is good as well. A lot of stages are good. I think it's better to have larger sides versus Mewtwo. And ceiling does not really matter. Stage, like, width-wise, it's kind of fine if you're willing to deal with Mewtwo's neutral a little more. And like I said, he does relatively well in neutral against Rob. So you have to put more thought process into it. Go bigger stages. If not, you just want to try get him to, like, you don't mind risking dying early, but you also want to try skip the neutral step and just start hitting him. Go smaller stages, like Smashville, Battlefield, Yoshi's. When I say Battlefield, I mean, like, width-wise. That's kind of it. He does well in neutral against Rob. Like, he does normal neutral against Rob. He does, he's a decent advantage against Rob. And then Rob has, like, a really good advantage versus him, and not as bad of a disadvantage versus Mewtwo, and vice versa. Ness? Ness is probably even. It's either even or winning. It's not losing. Honestly, it's probably winning. Is it winning? I'm gonna put it in winning now. I'm gonna think this through. Neutral's easy for Rob. At long range, you do, at like mid-long ranges, you do full hop and air. Ness can't do anything to it. And at close ranges, you do fair. Similar to Lucas. You can't deal with gyro super well, and you can deal with laser, not like... You're gonna be passive with laser, a little starved with laser, so neutral is good for Rob, pretty solid for Rob. advantage is pretty solid for Rob. He can fair string Ness relatively well. He can't really juggle Ness super well, because Magnet mix-ups and PK Fireland. He can, but like not super well, depends on the stage. If you have platforms to cover you, it makes it a lot easier. And you can fair string this character for days, get him off stage and kill him at dumb early percents because his recovery is shit. It's super easy to edge guard him. You just be careful, PK Thunder. If you're not confident enough, be more passive, be more safe. Rob disadvantage versus this character, he takes a lot of damage, and if you go super high up, if you go super high, you can get juggled for days by PK Thunder. I think that's the most annoying part, is this PK Thunder. And the more I talk about it, like the more I think about PK Thunder, the more I think it's probably like easier to get out of than it feels, right? Not that I think, that it feels. So it makes me want to put it in winning, but it could be even. Just because it's really hard to land versus Ness with Rob. That's kind of it. Every other part of the matchup, Rob does really well in. It's like, Ness has good swatting aerials, he's good fast, quick aerials, but he doesn't have, like, reliable stuff against Rob outside of up air stuff and PK Thunder. And he can get messed up pretty hard. That's how I think of it, at least. Stage-wise, don't go PS2. Actually, PS2's not bad. I'd say the worst stage is probably... Oh, what would the worst stage be? Maybe Kalos. Yeah, it's probably Kalos, actually. Relatively, not like a big... He's like... Side plats help Ness a lot. More than Rob, right? Rob can avoid yo-yo shenanigans naturally. And side plats give Ness another recovery option, and that's where you're killing him early. Town is good for Rob as well, because like I said, dying off the ceiling is scary. So in that case, Town is good for Rob. And PS2 is also good for Rob because it's easier to juggle Ness. It's kind of like, you have plats to hide under to catch his landing, that make it a lot easier on PS2. To like catch his landing, but you also die to PK Thunder a lot easier and get oppressed in the air a lot easier on PS2. So I'd probably say PS2's not bad. Smashville's probably the worst stage to go to. Battlefield's probably the worst. Battlefield's also probably pretty bad. Just because you don't want to give him more plats to land to. And like, unless it might not be that bad, but it's kind of like the top plat is just, why would you want it? It only helps Ness more than it helps you. Yeah, I think I know it. Pac-Man I think is winning 100%. I'm like confident in this one. A lot of people think it's even. I think it's winning. You camp him. Pac-Man struggles against disjoints. Like he loses to characters like Cloud, I think. He loses the character like Cloud, right? Big swords. I know Duckman has the same issue. And Pac-Man is like he's a character that people think you have to approach, but if you just know how to deal with his projectiles, you don't have to approach him. Just camp him out. Shoot Gyro as a projectile. Shoot laser. Keep laser till it's big. Big laser will destroy Hydrant. Small laser won't. And it's kind of like you can force Pac-Man to approach, you just have to be smart around his projectile. And when you force him to approach, he can't deal with disjoints well, and you can box him out in there and there. Young Link loses -3? Yeah, okay, I'll get the Young Link today. I can do it now if you want. I'm gonna finish Pac-Man. Stage-wise, big stages you want, like I said, you want to camp him. You don't want him to get in. Pac-Man can brawl pretty well against Rob, and you want to have more space to react to his projectiles, so bigger stages are better. I think the best stage to go to is probably FD, and then I think it's FD and then Town. You're dying off the side more commonly, but you're not dying super early as well, right? So you don't really have to worry about blast zones on stages, because it's not like you're getting juggled by them. It's not like you're gonna, if you play smart, you're not gonna get Bell F smashed super early. Bell is scary, by the way. If you catch any of the street camp hard, get approach, like I said. I think I kind of got most of it. Young Link's loose. Young Link's loose. It's just okay. I'm not gonna put lose because it's not super bad, but it is worse than Bayo and these other characters. He combos you to hell and back. You need full, like, Rob can camp against Young Link and can also box out Young Link, but at that boxing out range, you don't really have space to project. You don't really have space to kind of neglect Young Link's projectiles at that range. You have to just respect them. Because they're just better at mid-range. Young Link is better at mid-range projectiles than Rob does. And then in that case, you can't really do your own projectile stuff. You do beat Rob harder than Bayo. Because Bayo, as much as I think Bayo beats Rob, as much as I do think Bayo beats Rob, there's a very, like, flowchart way of playing against Bayo, and it's annoying, and it's still hard, but it makes it a lot more doable, and that you just don't jump. If you just cut off your X and Y buttons, Bayo's a lot easier. Young Link is... You still play a little more normally, right? At a super long range, you can camp this character. I'd rather wait for Big Laser, because Big Laser just more reward on hit than Small Laser is. Because if you hit him at Laser, most of the time, any of them, you're going to trade with a Fire Arrow or Boomerang. Because you can just throw out a lot of them at a time. In that case, it's better to trade with Big Laser. Gyro, better for ground control. You want to always have Gyro out, just because it can stump some of his projectiles and it's annoying for Young Link to deal with. Like, Young Link can keep throwing projectiles against Gyro, but it's not, like, on ground-wise and move-wise, it's annoying for Young Link to deal with Gyro. Projectile-wise, it's not, because you can just kind of ignore it, but if you force him to go in, you slowly close the distance, it can be annoying for Young Link to get past Gyro. Like I said, you can box him out and space him out with Nair. He has no real limbs, despite the fact that he has a sword, he has piss poor range. So you can wall him out with Nair, and you can poke him out with Fair. And that's like, yeah, I think that's kind of it for neutral. Try not to get hit by arrows, kinda. Arrows and Boomerang. He'll get hit. Oh, wait, last thing. Play it safe on a shield so you don't get up beat out of shield. You're not going to take a lot, but it's just kind of better not to take anything. I think that covers neutral, mostly. In disadvantage, SDI down and away on multi-hits, just to, like, have a chance of getting out. You're probably not going to get out, but just, like, have a chance is just something to do. I kind of have this habit versus most multi-hits where I always SDI even if I'm not going to escape. Because what happens if you do, just in case? I don't really know the optimal way to DI Young Link combos with Rob, and I actually don't even know if it makes a difference, because Rob's massive. But there probably is a way. I like to just DI anywhere to survive. If I don't think I'm gonna die, I'll DI the way where I don't think I'm gonna die. Even if I take a little more percent, I'm fine with that. Against fire arrows, DI down and away, or in and down. Hit the ground faster, take less percent that way, and then you have to deal with, like, the shield mix-up. But it's better to deal with the shield mix-up than take more confirmed damage. Get above Young Link if you're not gonna get hit by a combo finisher. Get above Young Link and land with Nair and stall. He only has two really good options to catch Rob landing, and that's up air if he's fast enough, and Boomerang. Boomerang can't really deal with stall that well. You can mess with Boomerang timings, and then up air is really tiny, so you can beat it out in there. Okay, so Kyra says you DI up and away with Rob. But I'm assuming in a longer distance, DI up and away. If you're at close range, I'd say DI in still. If you're at really close range, you're going to get hit either way. you're not going to escape. Or prevent a combo extension because he's massive. At more mid-ranges, yeah, probably a better idea to do that. Let's see, I think that covers disadvantage, really, DI-wise and landing-wise. Oh wait, shield stuff. Don't fall for first hit fair shenanigans. Young Link is a tether, and the tether's not the best, and Rob is a good roll. You can often just roll and avoid most of his shenanigans. Also, if you're really scared, just hold shield and respect him. He's not killing you. And grab range until like 170. Depends on stage, but 170 about. Yeah. I think that's mostly it. In disadvantage. Advantage versus Young Link is pretty good. Similar to most Links. Rob can fair string them really well. Rob can fair string all the Links really well because they just don't have good get off me moves against Rob fair trains. So if you fair train him, it's really easy. And if you want to catch his landing, it's also not that bad. I'd say the best way of doing it is probably staying on the ground. If they're close enough and they haven't down aired yet, you can do full hop up air, catch them before they react, and then it's kind of like 50-50 if they end up calling you out and going for a down air preemptively. Unfortunate, but stay closer to the ground. Catches landing with forward airs, down tilts, up smashes if you think he's going to go for a down air, full hop up airs randomly, up tilts, projectiles, big laser, good thing to do. Off stage, you can annoy him, you can harass him with fair, you can harass him with projectiles, you can fly off, you can go off stage pretty far and just try to go for nair stuff. His recovery's kind of bad, so like distance-wise, it's not bad distance-wise, let me rephrase, but it's bad enough to the point where he can't try switch edge guards on you. So you can go off stage and go for nair and down air stuff like pretty far out, and if he tries to reverse you, he'll take his own stock doing that. Unless he has a bomb, but even then, it's kind of situational, and it's a lot harder for him to do edge guard stuff with bomb. They can do it though, so be wary. Downering him is easy if you force him to go for an uppy. Similar to most tether stuff, you have to worry about just random tethers as well. I prefer to go off stage against tether recoveries because I don't like randomly getting them getting tethered back to stage and then getting hit for missing a down air. But you can down air's recovery really easily. I think it's still better to just kind of forward air harass him at like a little below stage, and then you have to forward. He can't tether there. He has to uppy. And then you can down air him relatively easily. If they go for down airs a lot, or if their timing on tether is extremely easy, it's not hard to down air him. I think that's mostly it. Stage-wise, Smash feels good for Rob, just because you want to take your stocks versus Young Link. If you don't take the stock versus Young Link, the matchup gets a lot harder. If you get hit on him, you want to carry it as long as you can, because that's the only really redeeming part of the matchup for Rob. So you want to take the stock as far as you can. So that's why Smash feels good. Also, ceiling is low, and Young Link is not killing you off the top super early. Let me rephrase. Town's also good. Big stage, small sides. You can kill him off the sides extremely early, and you have more room to play around projectile stuff, shenanigans. Worst stages. Oh, Battlefield's also good. You have less room to just spam projectiles. You can hide under plats and play safe with plats and gyro. What else? What stages? Don't do Talos. Talos gives him another recovery option to go to. You don't want that. Don't give him FD, because FD is really obnoxious to deal with him. You can if you want, but I think it's super obnoxious to give him FD. I say all this shit, and then I actually realize that in bracket, I kind of let my personal preference on stages take a hold of me. I think I mostly got it. Stage is always preference, by the way, so don't take my opinion for fact. I think it's mostly it. So I'm gonna drop it there. That's it. Anything? You got any other things, Kairos? You have any other thoughts? Well, Pyrus is dead, so doesn't really look like I'm going to be playing him. Not playing him. Doesn't look like I'm getting his input. I think I covered most things in the matchup. Maybe I didn't. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Oh, I just finished my review and then asked what your thoughts were, if there's anything I missed. But I think I got most of it. Is there anything I didn't emphasize enough? Honestly, I think I got most of it. Yeah. Palu's losing. Should I order these? I'll order these. You're the hardest. You're the easiest. Just I can use. That's it. Palu, Rob. Palu's winning. Everybody knows it's winning, but it's really not. It's really close to even. You can bully Palu really easily. Her disadvantage is not good versus Rob in particular. She can Nair chain you for days. She can up air for you for days. Honestly, the hardest part of the matchup is not the Nair stuff. It's not the back air. It's not the flame or whatever it is. It's up air. Up air is the worst part of this matchup because you use a really high jump and it's really hard to land versus her with Rob because that move is massive. Nair trains, SDI up and out, or down, just SDI out as quick as you can. You can get out, a lot of Robs just take 4 to 5 Nairs. You can get out by third, maybe second if your SDI is good enough, depending on percent. So what was I gonna say? You can box her. You can brawl her out really well, actually. Her CQZ is kind of average. She's a really good neutral. She's really good, pokes. She's really good moves to fish for in neutral, but if you just get in her, her zone and spam forward air and down tilt and whatever, she's a hard time dealing with it. Be safe with Explosive Flame. I like to walk more, just so you can shield them faster or roll faster. If they miss Explosive Flame or Auto Reticle, you can go for Laser or Gyro to punish it. Be a little safer with Gyro as well. She has 2 projectiles that can hit you at the same time, and then she can still shield. Not worth the trading. And she also has Reflector if it's going for charge, so be safe with Gyro. I think it's better just to literally not go for it in neutral, outside of using it as an occasional projectile. What else? You can fair to stuff her out. You can Nair to outrange a lot of her stuff. She does have a little bit of an issue with Nair at a 45-degree angle, from above her. Her up air can hit you, but it's not really super reliable. And most Palus like to go for Nair as well. And then you can eat it with Nair, with Rob Nair, because it's just outranges. I think I got most of it in neutral. Try not to shield as much. Like I said, you want to brawl versus Palu. Try to keep your shield only for really Explosive Flame and Auto Reticle. Because those are just moves that just check you from initial dashing. You can't really just initial dash or run against Palu just because those moves exist. So keep your shield for that, but mostly at close range. If you're good at parrying, yeah, do it. But you want to mostly just throw out moves before she does. Anything else? If you do shield, I don't think it's bad. I just think it's better not to hold shield less versus her. Back air safe, forward air safe. Her Nair is not, it kinda is. It's similar to Pika, where if they fully commit to holding in, and they fully cross you up, you're probably not going to be able to up smash them. But you will be able to most of the other time, and if they drift back, you're going to be able to forward air. Small tip, actually this is a big tip. Crouch a lot. If you're not shielding, crouch. One, it makes your back air kill a lot less early versus Rob. Crouch canceling does exist. And second, it makes it so full hop landing back air, full hop landing fair, short hop fair, short hop back air rising. And rising Nair when they drift in and then drift out at specific spacing, it makes it so they're a lot harder to hit, and sometimes they can just whiff you. And in that case, you can then up tilt or forward air her for missing. It's really niche and it's hard to learn, but it is there. I love crouching. I'm like the biggest advocate for crouching in general. I don't think enough people do it. I think that's kind of it. It's not bad because in advantage versus Palu, it's really easy. It's a little harder to catch her landing just because she's a good air dodge, good airspeed, similar to Mewtwo. But you can. She doesn't have the best hitboxes to land with, so it's not hard to catch a landing. It's just you need to actually just play honestly to catch her landing. You can fair string her for days. You can throw her off stage for days, and if you get her off stage, just respect auto reticle, respect explosive flame, and down air. Small little thing I do. I like to wait for I wait for her to speak. When she says something, I down her, and that gives me the timing most of the time. Sometimes I mess it up, and they can, of course, mix up the angles they teleport to screw the timing, but that's generally what I use. I use the audio cue to spike her. Projectiles are good against her. If she's super far and they force you to air dodge, it's generally the best place to get into laser versus rough stage. And you can fair pressure her off stage as well, but it's just kind of better, in my opinion, to like down air 2-frame if they need to recover, because it's just more reliable versus Palu. I think that's it. Stage-wise, I like Town, because like I said, I think the biggest issue is the Palu up air. So Town is good. You're not dying to Palu up air extremely early. The actual best stages are probably Battlefield. Probably Battlefield. It's probably Battlefield PS2, because they don't really have oppressive sides or oppressive like tops, and they have plats you can go to help land. And you don't really want, and most stages have like tall ceilings, short sides or whatever, you don't really want short anything versus Palu. I think that's kind of it. Peach is even. Peach is probably closer to even than it is winning than it is even, but I'm going to put even. Character's small, so it's a little harder to just throw out hitboxes versus him. He can go under him. It's really easy, though, to throw out in air versus him. You can wall out this character hell and back. He can't. He does not have big approach hitboxes, and unlike Pika, does not have quick attack or a reliable T-jolt to approach with. So, because, of course, you just take extra percent. So if you wall out Pichu, it makes the matchup pretty, like, neutral, really Rob-favored. You can throw out Gyro, you can throw out Laser, you can do whatever you want, just be safe. If you're at close range, you can down tilt, you can forward air to hit him away. So neutral is extremely Rob-favored, just because the character is small. Treat it like Kirby, character is small, so play safe. And play space heavy. Advantage is average. You're not forward air stringing and you're not like killing Pichu as much as you are other characters in advantage, because he's small and he has good movement. So it's a little harder to catch landings and stuff for him, and it's a little harder to edge guard him fully because he also has really good recovery. But it's still doable. You just kind of have to play your cards right. You can up tilt, by the way, to like catch his landing pretty easily. Like I said, his moves are very limby, so outside of if he lands with Nair or something like that, you can just up tilt and it'll beat it out. You can up smash if you're confident enough, it'll beat it out. The only hard part of this matchup is disadvantage. SDI, always down in, I think. I could be wrong on lightning moves from Pichu. I don't know the full DI, like what methods versus Pichu. Just be really wary. That's the only reason it's even, because that character's advantage state is insane versus Frog, a big character. When you're recovering, be safe, be careful. When you're on ledge, you can honestly drop on ledge Nair. Key is still go for like some F smash or some shit, because it'll beat most of his aerials just because they have no range. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, when you're recovering, if you recover high, be really careful of Thunder. Also remember that Thunder sends backwards from Pichu, it does not send forward. I don't think it does. Does anybody in chat know that for sure? Whatever. Whichever way it sends you, just make sure to die. You die correctly. I'm kind of blanking which way it DIs. You have to DI it right now. If he approaches with the T-Jolt, respect it. You can nair, like space nair will it'll beat the T-Jolt, because T-Jolt's not transcendent. It's not like a lot of projectiles, like Wolf Laser. So you can nair, drift back, it'll hit the T-Jolt, like remove it, and it'll also hit Pichu if he goes for approaching with it. That's kinda it. Kinda it. I think I got most of it. Stage-wise, don't go Smashville, don't go Yoshi's. If Yoshi's is legal in your area, don't go Town. Don't go Town. You don't want small sides. You don't want to die to back air like 3. That's kind of it. Ceiling is fine. You're not going to die at the ceiling. And you're going to kill him off the ceiling really quick. Oh. You can smash out a shield with back air if they land with it too riskily. There's Nair if they do it too riskily. I don't even know if riskly is a word, but whatever. That's kind of it. Pikachu, slightly more loose. Mata, H4, every Pikachu I know. This is the matchup I have the most experience with. And he's still losing. I think it's better than Young Link. Probably because I know it more. Let's start with neutral. Pikachu does not really like gyro. He doesn't have any instant projectiles, so he can't like prevent you from shooting gyro at a mid-range, long-range. Can't prevent you from shooting laser as well. If they go for T-Jolt approaches, you can either gyro to beat it out, or like trade with it. You can jump over it with a Nair. You can do a short hop fair. You can jump over it and like respect it. You can hold shield, do a shield mix-up. You can deal with any of those. You can wall him out kind of similarly. He can't deal with full hop Nair super well. He has to call out your jump. And if you do full hop Nair from a longer distance, he can't even call out your jump. Pikachu is fake range, I'm just going to say that, because he's good airspeed alongside relatively big moves. But if you drift back, and when he drifts forward, you are still going to outrange his forward air and it's back at all his moves with your own Nair as well. You can stuff him out with fair from doing a lot of stuff. What else? I think that's kind of it for neutral. Let's shield game. Watch out for Nair to shield on Pikachu's behalf. Really fast option, and if you don't space your moves and you don't play smart around Pikachu shield, he can do it. The annoying thing about this matchup, I forgot about it entirely. The reason this matchup is actually pretty bad is quick attack. Not enough Pikachus abuse it. If Mata or H4 or Steen or any Pikachu I've ever played, any Pikachu I've ever played watches this, abuse quick attack more. You can get beat out by forward air and Nair, but you can also stuff out all of Rob's moves pretty much at a mid-range of just quick attack into him, and it's really annoying for Rob to deal with if he ever jumps. If he stays on the ground, yeah, it's less reliable, but if he stays on the ground, that makes your T-Jolt game better, because then you have to do T-Jolt mix-up every single time. Rob can deal with it by doing fairs if he's calling it out. He can deal with it by staying on the ground, as I mentioned, or he can deal with it by just avoiding it and switching sides, kinda. Like full hop Nair, other way, and then you just switch sides of the stage. Oh, let's see, is that it? That's kind of it. Advantage-wise for Rob, it's really hard to keep Pika in advantage. You can't fair string him that well because he's good moves to mash. You can't catch his landings that well because he has Thunder Jolt he can land. Like, he can land at a diagonal with Thunder Jolt. He can do random B reverse Thunders if he just wants projectile to wall you off from, like, catching him, similar to Snake. He can do landing aerials with very little lag or no lag, and he can do quick attack landings, and he can do air dodge. It's very hard to catch his landing. Don't do anything too risky. Don't do anything that's going to get you, like, reversed. Don't do anything that's going to get you put in disadvantage badly. But still, of course, try to push advantage in landing. Off stage, if he ever goes for headbutt, I don't know why, but if they, like, charge headbutt, laser that, big laser that if you have it, gyro that, forward air that, side B that. That's, like, the only part of the edge guard where you're going to get a good edge guard on him. Try down air the quick attack. Timing's pretty easy, you'll learn it if you just play the matchup. I don't have any visual or audio cues for it, I just know it. It's hard to edgeguard him, so don't really go for it. Don't really risk it, in my opinion. If he's at like a very long distance away and he's forced to do quick attacks and stuff like that, it's not super risky as long as you stay near a ledge. Because if they go high, they're going to be in quick attack landing lag. You'll be able to make it back to stage. You'll be able to shield at least. Maybe you're not going to be plus on them, but you'll be able to shield at least. Let's see. Disadvantage. This is hell. SDI down and away most of the time, or down and in. It makes lightning loops not. It makes them true still, but then it's like a mix-up they have to deal with. They go for grab or have to reverse their up tilt direction or whatever. SDI back air out as hard as you can. You can get out. You can get out. You're not going to get hit by third back air. You're not going to get hit by the up air after two back airs. The SDI out hard. What other SDI directions are there? If you get like down smashed near ledge, SDI, this happens against Pikachu too. SDI down and in towards the stage and try to tech it. If you get down smash at all, SDI in, so you get a little closer to him, and then DI in, so you can live it. If you get nared, SDI nared, but like not lightning looped, just nared and catch a landing or whatever, SDI up and out. If he does forward air on you, similar thing, SDI up and out and then DI in, or SDI in and then DI in. SDI in and DI in if you think you're going to die, SDI out. If you don't think you're going to die and you just want to try and fall out. That's it. That is it. That's combo tree wise. Hold shield against him if you're really scared. He can't really kill you shields off until like 165, 170 around with up throw, bigger stages to 80%. And you can just roll around. Yeah. And his other kill options on shield are a little more risky. Dash attack, you can up smash out of shield, you can grab out of shield. Don't know if you can grab. You can up smash out of shield. You can't forward air him because he's too short. Something to note. Another thing to note. I didn't mention this with some characters, but I know it works with Pikachu. You have to reverse your up smash on down throw up smash versus him, because his parry is really weird. Definitely forgetting some stuff. Recover, you can recover anywhere. If you play at like 45, 50 degree angle out of his burst distance, from below him and above him in front of him, off stage, he can't hit you. It's like a really specific distance, but you can just kind of fly there. You can just kind of stay there, and he can't do anything. He just has to respect you. Just go back to stage. And if you do it deep, right? They're trying to chase you deep into the blast zone, and you just kind of stay in that distance. When they're going back with headbutt or quick attack, you can use that distance to go back to stage. Air dodge to ledge, whatever. And then you're on ledge against Pikachu, but you didn't get edge. That's it. That's it. I'm definitely missing stuff. Stages-wise, don't give him Callus. Do not give him Callus. Don't give him Callus. Any stage is good. Don't give him Callus. In my opinion, Callus is best, is worst stage. Town is second worst stage. Best stage in the match is Battlefield. They're definitely banning Battlefield. So you want to go Smashville, Battlefield. That's the order you want. Smashville, Battlefield, PS2. If you have Yoshi's legal, Yoshi's story is actually really good against Pikachu. I think that's it. Covered it. If there's anything I missed, and there any Pikachu mains that I know, let me know. I think I got it. Steve, winning or easy winning? I know it's not even. I'm not super experienced in this match. I'm just gonna say that ahead of time. Mash. What's he gonna do against down tilt pressure? Nothing. He can't. That's literally it. That's all I know about the matchup. To be honest, he can't deal with down tilt pressure. He can't deal with fair pressure. And it's kind of fine if you give him diamond or whatever, if you just play well. Because like I said, you're stuffing out most of his moves coming out like either way. You're kind of oppressing him, so he's not going to be able to hit you that much. I don't know how to DI his combo strengths, I can tell you that. I don't know how to DI it, look somebody else. There's probably other Robs who give better advice on that. But I do know he juggles pretty easily versus Rob. I do know his up tilt's really good against Rob. If you just keep down tilt and laser his projectiles and slowly close distance, it's kind of hard for him to do stuff. I think. Not 100% confident, so I'm not like well versed in this matchup. It just kind of I know we can't deal with pressure, raw pressure that well. Plant is. I'm gonna talk this one out first, because I'm not sure what I want to put it yet. Plant neutral's Rob favored, but slight actually. You can play really gyro heavy and dash down tilt heavy. You can't nair. You can't forward air because Plant has really good anti-air for that. And Rob is big, so he'll get hit by it pretty often, and his air drift's not good enough to move out of the way while still hitting or still contesting with aerials. But if you do dash down tilt laser and gyro, it's pretty good against him. His boxing tools are really good, actually. They have more range than Rob does with just F tilt and stuff, but they're not safe. So it's kind of like, I'd say boxing is kind of even-ish. If you end up hitting him, though, with anything, if you end up hitting a shield with down tilt or gyro, down tilt or jab or like anything, you can kind of keep crushing him. And of course you can fair as well if you're really close, and it's not a bad idea. It's just be wary. Respect the downbeat. I don't like to deal with that downbeat, it's scary, so I just like to go out of the way and then big laser it. But it's there, so be wary. Poison gas. If you know they're gonna go for it, and you're close range, I don't know why they'd ever do it. You can arm rotor it, of course, but it's not reliable. It's really not worth going for arm rotor and poison gas. If you're at 0, actually, let me rephrase. If you're at 0 and they go for full poison gas, it is worth it because they'll take like 20 to get 20, right? And they can possibly take more, and you're not losing that much shade control. On ledge, it's annoying because he's good. He's a good ledge game. Anyway, did I cover everything in neutral? I think neutral drop favorite is just kind of lame. If Plant has to approach and he approaches like dumb with running, you can nair. You can fair. You can contest him with all the areas. You can contest his normals with your areas. You just can't contest Patootie. But if he approaches slowly, you can make it a little harder. You do have to eventually go for run-up grabs, run-up down tilts, run-up whatever, dash attacks, in order to get him off you, prevent him from gaining too much free space. Hold center, like hold a little more than center, just out of 3-force charge downbeat range, pretty much. So he can't really close distance super easily, and he can't hit you with a random burst option. Okay, that's neutral. Rob favored. You can bully him off stage. His recovery's god-awful. You can chase him off stage. He does not have really good reversal options off stage. Yeah, this is sounding like winning, so I'm gonna put it in winning, but I do think it's actually neutral is pretty annoying and pretty hard. So I'm not gonna put it any higher. Bully him off stage, you can fair him off stage, you can back air him off stage, you can down air his recovery if he goes to ledge pretty easily. You can side beam off stage if you just have to like force his recovery. His recovery's god awful. His landing is average. He's good fall speed. He's good fall speed, but you can chase with off tilt and dash attack and stuff like that. But he's not a floaty, so it's a little harder to catch his landing than other characters are. So be a little safer on that. Probably need more dash attacks or gyro traps. You can fair string him. You can combo him. He's a really weird combo weight, I'll say that. So it's a little hard to get used to, but he's a really weird combo weight. Rob disadvantage. If you're on ledge, you accept your fate. You're taking a lot of damage if you're on ledge. And if you're going to hope they're not a good plant right there. Rob's just massive. You're not going to get edge guarded by playing, I'll tell you that. You're not going to get edge guarded, but you will get ledge trapped really easily. I like to just avoid ledge, recover high, go town Kalos, give me 1 plats to go to. But yeah, you're going to have a hard time on ledge, there's not much really to it. You can do full hop or get up side, or like drop off ledge side B if you think they're going to get greedy with projectiles. But don't rely on it. His combos are not doing super much. Like, the ones that are extremely niche, so I wouldn't worry about them too much. You can't get down throw reverse up or patuit or whatever. That's the most damaging combo I know on him. That's like 40%, 30%. So it's not a lot. I think I covered most of it. Stage-wise, don't give him Smash Fill. Actually, stage-wise, you can give him Smash Fill. If he's under the platform, you can dash down tilt him, and you can hide under the platform. You can do the same thing with PS2. Like, if he's under the platform, you can chase him under the platform, and then he can't throw away the 2 immediately, he's just shield. And you can down tilt shield. Very simple. FD's not bad either. I don't really like it. I think the best stage in the matchup is Kalos and Town in that order. Just because it gets rid of the bad part of the matchup. And it makes it easier. God, I'm talking so much and I haven't drank a lot of water. I'm draining my voice. I think that's it. Okay, Pokemon Trainer's winning. I'm gonna sum this up pretty quick. Charizard's a heavy. He's annoying. He's a heavy. He's a lot of range. Who cares? You can still camp him out. Can't deal with projectile. You can't deal with pressure. So Rob beats him in neutral there. Ivysaur is annoying. Razor Leaf is actually the best projectile against Rob in the game. The only issue is his CQC is trash. So Rob gets in, he forwarders in your zoo, whatever. Ivysaur can't do jack shit. You just smash on Ivysaur. Squirtle has no range. You box him out. He does not have an approaching projectile either, so you box him out. You need to be a little safer. Of course, he's like the hardest one to do neutral against in reality because he can close the distance on you, and you can't just keep doing retreating aerials. But neutral's favored for Rob in all of them. Disadvantage. Rob chases Ivysaur really well because he's a floaty. You can catch his landings really well. You can forward him really well because he's average frame data. You can catch Squirtle's landing pretty well. You can kill him at dumb early percents. You can dodge guard him dumb early. Charizard, you can combo for days. Charizard honestly has the best time off stage versus Rob, and that's weird. Their advantage, Squirtle's comboing you, but it's kind of You can SDI, and you're going to take like 40-50, but that's fine. You're not going to die to Squirtle. You're just going for him to switch, and you can box him out for that percent as well. So you're not going to get hit by that much if you just play smart. Ivysaur, offstage Ivysaur is kind of not that good. You can mess around with his downer. It's not hard. You have good air stall tools. So you can make it to ledge. And his ledge game's it's not bad. You can make it off ledge. You play smart. If you're landing against Ivysaur, that's a pain. Similar to Ike, his speed is average. So just kind of drift away. Don't be near him. Try not to be near him. Don't give him platforms. Don't give him battlefield, actually, because you don't want to be near Ivysaur, like up air, at all. That's the hardest part of the matchup. And Charizard, if you get hit by Charizard, it's a heavy. I don't know what to say other than play very smart. Play very safe, because he can kill you dumb early. Yeah, that's kind of it. Stage-wise, Battlefield's bad, Yoshi's Story's bad. Every other stage is good. I don't like FD because I like platforms, but it's not bad. PS2 is probably second worst stage, to be honest. Third worst stage, I guess, Yoshi's Story. PS2 is probably because the plat layout's pretty good for Ivysaur up there, and like I said, Ivysaur up there is the main thing you want to worry about. Because every other thing is kind of, there's like easy counterplay to everything else. Let's see. Simon Richter. Don't know these matchups. I'm going to base it off of feel, okay, and hearing what I understand, and that's it's easy winning. I hear that. I could be completely wrong. You're not going to get much from me. I don't know. But I know it's winning, and it's not like the actually no clue, where I actually have no clue, right? I have a clue versus Simon Richter, and it's easy winning, right? So, there, easy winning. not sure though. Better trust somebody else. Ridley, easy winning. I'm a Ridley player. It's me, Ridley man here. I also have Ridley. I love this character. He has a very hard time against characters with ground control projectiles. Except Snake. He's an easy number as a Snake. But Duck Hunt, Pac-Man, Rob, these type of characters, he struggles hard against them because he can't approach you. He's really good at falling areas, similar to Rob. But you just don't have to deal with them. You shoot a gyro, you shoot a laser, and you can't slowly approach against that, because you can't. If you get a hit on him, carry him off the stage fully. You can edge guard him extremely easy by just chasing him. If you ever see him go for an up B, you need to learn that down air timing. You need to learn how to down air, because it's really hard to down air Ridley's up B. But it's doable. You can learn. Really easy edge guard him, like I said. You can chase him off stage pretty far. His angles are pretty bad. You know that, like everybody knows that. If he goes for up B, you force him up B. It's super easy to down air him. Gyro laser, is that it off stage? I think that's it off stage. I'll do advantage first. You can forward air string this character. You can up air this character. Just watch out for random down airs. It's not bad. It's like pretty slow, so you don't need to worry about it too much, but it's there, so be wary. You can chase his landings really easily. You can fair string him really easily. You can nair really easily. You can fair out a shield, most of his like landing options. He can't deal with down tilt pressure super well. He can't nair a shield if you let it stay too much. But he can't deal with it super well. Your grab combos are really good on him. I think up tilt catches him even if he's buried with down throw, so you don't need to worry about that mix like you used to down throw up tilt up air. That's advantage. Neutral, raw favorite, shoot out gyro, just keep gyro on the ground. Gyro on the ground, laser. If you see him hard clapping breath, laser slightly angled at his head so he gets the extra percent. It's not much, but it's good. You can fair a lot of his approaches. If he's playing really smart, really space heavy, you're going to lose the forward air and there, but like with fair, but most of the time he can't afford to do it because you have gyro hold and hold control. Else neutral, not much. You can catch a lot of his landing aerials with dash attack if you're tight on the timing or you know what you're doing. And if you shoot out a gyro and they try to like double jump over it, you can dash attack it and then just kill them. Disadvantage. Disadvantage is solid, tech chases wise. Don't get tech chased. Be smart. There's not much to tech chases an advantage other than don't tech in linear fashions. And like mix it up. Things to watch out for. Ridley advantage is the only really scary part, and it's not really scary at all. Just be wary. Be wary of his up air, be wary of his up smash. They're both invincible on the like upper parts, so the wing on the up air and the wings on the up air and the foot in the up smash. So if it's a little harder to land on it, just kind of respect it and drift away. So like space out of it. Off stage, don't be an idiot. Don't let yourself get DI out. Do not get down. Okay, two things. One, don't get down throw skewered. That is the noob killer. Don't get down throw skewered. So don't mash an attack and don't neutral air dodge on down throw. And don't DI in on down throw forward air. Or if you do DI in, that's fine. But then hold out and SDI out because you don't want to get down throw forward air, forward air, forward air. That is a thing on DI in. I think that's it. I think covered most things. Stages wise, just treat him like a heavy. He's a heavy. Don't give him small stages. Big stages are fine. Don't give him small stages. You don't want to die dumb early. And he can kill you dumb early. Some other things to note. Ledge is actually pretty hard. He's really good ledge trapping, but if you just time, it's not good enough to the point where it's flowcharty, right? If you're smart off getting ledge, you can get off ledge. Other thing to note is two framing with F tilt and versus Rob, F smash is really good. Treat him like a heavy, play very smart. You can get two framed by F smash, just watch out for that. So yeah, just watch out for that. I'm not sure how many Ridleys know that, but it's something I think is important to note. That's it for Ridley. Robin... I know Robin's winning. Just caught my finger. I know Robin's winning. I'm gonna put it in... winning. Doesn't look like easy winning to me. Looks harder than those characters. Just because Robin up air and forward air pressure is a little annoying to deal with Rob. But you can mash on Robin. You can force him to approach. He's slow. He catches landings relatively while you keep in disadvantage. But he has good tools to just juggle you, do a lot of percent really quickly. He's really good ledge trapping against Rob, and Rob does not have the best off ledge tools, and it's not like other characters where you can just kill him in 0. Unless you have gyro, of course, but his off stage is, his recovery is good enough to the point where he can generally make it back. You're not killing him in 0. You'll kill him like 50, 40, but not 0. I don't know much about this matchup. Don't look to me for advice on it. I'm not the best Rob to go to. Theorycraft is he can't deal with forward air, can't deal with down tilt. You can out camp him if you really want to, and in fact you probably should because his aerials are massive. His aerials are massive. So Nair is less reliable against him unless he has 11, of course. Reflector's not actually bad. Mid range versus second stage Thunder and Thoron if you call it out. Offstage, you can forward air him, you can downer him. You can side beam if he's forced out of 0 dodge, but I would not go for it otherwise. I just go for a downer. You can catch his landing with up tilt, up airs, because his airspeed's kind of bad. Off ledge, I think that's kind of hard because arc fire is annoying. That's it. I don't really know what to do against arc fire. I need to learn Robin matchup. Ask other Rob mains. I'm sure there's Robin mains that also know how to help in that if you're looking for advice on that. That's kind of it. Damn, I feel so slowly. Let me go through the characters that are simple first because I'm tiring out a little. And the characters I can explain a little quickly. Hero, winning. Easy winning. I think we're his worst matchup. Not 100% sure. He can't deal with Rob fair at all. He can't deal with Rob fair, he can't deal with gyro. If he gets bounced, it's winning, but like, he shouldn't be getting bounced super often. If you see him going for menu, just laser him. Big laser, small laser, whatever. You can destroy the menu, you're gonna force him to shield, and if there was bounce, you're kind of throwing him off. You can catch his landing with up tilt and up airs really easily. You can catch his landings really easily. If you use accelerate or bounce, it gets harder, but it's still winning because you can't deal with it. That's kind of it. Stage-wise, don't go to Smash Fill because you just don't want small stages. You don't want Smash Fill. I think that's it. On the hero matchup. You give him accelerate, you give him bounce harder, but just don't let him get accelerate or bounce. Stay close to him. It is a matchup you have to learn, but like it's not bad. It's actually really good for Rob. That's kind of it. Rosa, I'm gonna put Rosa in blue. Winning as well. I might be wrong on this. Similar to Mewtwo, this character's neutral is actually really hard to deal with Rob. Not similar to Mewtwo, you can kill her off one hit really easily. She does not have any good quick areas to get off mace. If you forward air or laser, Luma is dead 100%. And if you forward air, not forward, if you dash attack her at any time, she might be dead. You can down her really easy, you can edge guard her really easily. Neutral's hard. Neutral is not, well, it's not hard, but it's not easy, I'll tell you that. You can be smarter with gyro, but it's not easy. Advantage is super easy against the character. You can catch a landing really well. You can edge guard her super easily. You can down tilt fair pressure super easily. You can kill Luma off a single hit if you hit Luma. despite the fact that she has grav pull, you can still laser and gyro her, just to pressure her. Better to do it off stage. And it's better to do gyro very passively, because you don't want to give her gyro, because there's no point. What else? That's kind of it. She can catch her landings kind of well. Her upper's good. Her upper's good, her airspeed's good enough. You can do drip back nairs, fastball nairs, whatever. Fastball air dodges and stuff like that, and make it back to stage. Just to land. You just have to mix it up relatively well. You kind of just have to play the land. You have to land smart. You can't just, there's no just get out of jail free card on that. That's kind of it. Stage-wise, I don't know. Battlefield's not bad. Battlefield's not bad because it's a smaller stage. Like, just side-wise, like I said, you can pull her off stage really easily. Okay, any matchups here that I know that I can explain quick? I don't know Ryu. So that I don't actually know Ryu. But I know it's easier than Ken, so I'm putting it away. Everything I said with Ken, and like what's good for Rob, I'm gonna port over to this. And he doesn't have the shield pressure. And that's kind of all I know about it. There's definitely more to it. I don't know Ryu. I know Ken, I don't know Ryu. So look at the Ken one and realize that the shield pressure thing I talked about is kind of less valid on Ryu. His shield pressure is a lot worse. His fireball game is better, but it's not good enough to deal with big laser and gyro. And Rob Nair is really good at boxing out both of them. Let's see, who do I want to do next? Roy is even. It's very similar to Palu, where you just kind of awesome. You kind of hit him. If you hit him out, you can't nair as well, and he can mash, and he can run at you with random aerials, but you can contest his approaches really well with just forward air and down tilt. Not even nair. Of course, nair you have to do. Don't get me wrong. It's a tool, but you're going to rely more on nair, more fair and down tilt. Sorry, because it just hits them away, and they're very quick moves that you can test Roy's sword. Because Rob has range. They don't have the disjoint, but it still has the range. There's a harder time dealing with gyro because he's fast and just run around the ground, and it forces him to jump in linear fashion. So you can do gyro and then fair like above it if you think whenever he approaches, and it'll stuff out a lot of his approaches unless he's really good at catching gyro with short hop back air, short hop air, whatever. But most are not, so don't really worry about it. You'll know when they are. You can bully him off stage really well. You can down air his up B really easily. It's not like Chrom. You see, Chrom is like riskier to edge guard and honestly a little harder to edge guard. It's something you need to learn more. But with Roy, it's a little more safe. It's like safer to edge guard Roy than it is Chrom, but it's something you need to put more thought into it. Like, how are they going to recover, right? Catching his landing is hard just because he's really good airspeed and really he's a fast faller, so you can do random air dodging, you can do falling forward air while retreating. If they have stage control, hold center if you can, like a little off center. You want to hold center just because you don't want them to have free space to drift away with. You want to be able to catch their landings. Disadvantage, DI out most of the time. I don't know much about DIing Roy strings, and I don't know much about getting out of Roy strings either. Like I said, you can't fair. You can't fair to just kind of fight him away. It's not a guaranteed thing, because you can also call out your fairs and just go for jab, back air, F smash, whatever. Be smart with tech chases on down tilt, be prepared to tech it. I don't know how to DI stuff. I don't really know how to deal with Roy disadvantage. I just think that neutral is good enough for Rob, and advantage is good enough for Rob to the point where I think it's even. I don't think it's really losing. At least it's not on the Hey, thanks for this, Frenzy. How you been? Hope you've been good. Hope you've been doing well. Might take a break and then come back in a bit to finish this. In fact, I think that is what I'm going to do. So you're just gonna, hopefully you enjoy my chill music. I'll finish this when I get, I'll be sitting like 20 minutes or so. Okay, I'm back. Sheik is even. It's actually probably losing, but it's not, because the character does not have enough kill power or damage output, and is too light. If she was more reliable and consistent, it'd be losing. If she's not, you can forward air her. You can kind of take her hits. What the hell is that talking? Oh, it's a new one? Oh, okay. She's not reliable enough and consistent enough. You're not really threatened by Sheik, if that makes sense. Neutral, it's not bad for her. Similar to a lot of characters, she can contest Rob neutral really well. It's not bad for Rob, because Rob just has a really good neutral. But, yeah, you have to respect it. Disadvantage, she has good moves. She can carry you in disadvantage. She can catch her landing relatively well if she's smart. She can't catch her landing super well if you're high up. Like, you can still fast fall there and whatever. She's very limby. No disjoints, really. Not a lot of range. But she can call out your stuff. She has enough movement and good moves to keep you pressured. But she's really good moves to keep you pressured. She's really good combo strings, right, to keep you in disadvantage, get you to ledge. She's really good ledge trapping to keep you on ledge. And she's good enough edge guarding to threaten you. Not super good, but she's good enough where she can threaten you with options. You can't just be brain dead, right? And she doesn't have a bad disadvantage, so you can't really bully her like you can Bayo, where the character's only issue is she's very volatile versus Rob, because she's taking 40 or 30 from a hit every hit she gets, every hit you get against her, and she's dying extremely early. So it's not like worth the effort she puts in. It could be losing, but they have to play very, very well, which is why I'm not going to put it in losing. Because if you have to play very, very well, that does not sound like a matchup you win, right? I'm going to put it even. Character's damage output is not good enough. Character's kill power is not good enough, and character's too light. Sure. Actually, okay. We're gonna do some of these first. Villager is even. So go to Isabel. Everything I mentioned in Isabel applies to Villager. Except short hop slingshot, that's a big deal. I do want to mention that. Short hop slingshot is a big deal. Isabel, you crouch under, and you can deal with that just like single-handedly by doing that. But Villager, you can't. You'll still get hit crouching by short hop slingshot. So it's very obnoxious to get in on Villager. You can pressure him at a very long range with laser. You can annoy him with laser. But unlike Isabel, you can't actually camp him out with laser. He'll pocket gyrate, and then you only have laser, but he has an approaching projectile. So he can throw out Lloyd, right? And then run at you with slingshot or whatever, and if you trade, you're still going to hit by the Lloyd. So it's not a good trade for you. If you play it in air, down tilt distance, and you're spacing, you can't deal with it. Similar to Isabel. His advantages, I hear, worse than Isabel, but it doesn't feel like it, to be honest. They both feel equally as, like, not good. Their advantages are not super oppressive. So, neutral's just annoying. Villager is playing a very annoying neutral against you. He's very annoying to deal with. And he's good against Rob in neutral. You still bully him off stage, right? You just have to deal with Lloyd, and you have to respect the Lloyd. So it's like Isabel, which is already not like a super winning matchup, but worse. Next one, Yoshi is even as well. That character has no neutral. I'm gonna get back to this song, because I really like this song. Where is this? character has no neutral. Gyro is good as a projectile and something in your hand. It's not good for ground control because he's jumping around a lot. He's doing short hop, and you're not forcing him to short hop. He's doing it naturally, so it's better to keep Gyro as a projectile. You can box him out with Nair. You can stuff him out with Fair. You can wall him out with Nair. You can call out his jumps and whatever with auto-cancel Nair into up tilts. You can do Nair down tilts spaced. You can do just spaced out auto-cancel Nair. You can laser him at longer ranges. If he goes for egg, laser it or shield, right? It's not super hard to deal with egg, it's more so just annoying. So neutral is heavily Rob favored. Rob advantage is also not like oppressive versus Yoshi. You can catch his landing relatively well. He does not have the best landing tools. And Rob up air and up tilt are really big, right? So as long as you respect random ground pounds, and that's kind of it, right? You can keep Yoshi landing, and you can make it pretty hard. You don't want to say like Battlefield because it gives him a better chance at landing because he's a plat to go to. But that's just something to bring up. Off stage, you're not killing him. It's like I know you can. If you waste his double jump, right, and he has to go for a very linear recovery, it's not hard to edge guard him. I know that. I just don't know how people do it. So I can't give like a method. I don't know people back air that character or down air the character to get rid of the jump and stuff like that. I just don't know. So yeah. But I will say, you can big laser that character. And if you are able to avoid eggs and such, if like you force them in a linear scenario, drop off ledge, jump back to stage fair, go under the egg, get the air dodge, right? I don't know how to deal with the jump recovery, so I'm not going to give any input on that. The reason it's even, despite the fact that it seems like I just said Rob wins at everything, is you got F tilted, you got up tilted, you're now at 96, and that's not a joke. The other reason you don't want Battlefield is because you will take a lot of damage. Similar to Ken, if he gets in, it's a little annoying, but you can generally just don't let him in. You know what you're doing. But when they get in, it's bound to happen because you're not going to wall them out for the entirety of the game. You're going to take a lot of damage and a lot of pressure, and you just have to hold it. That's fine, but you do just have to hold it. Some other things. Short hop, I think angle up F smash is really good against Yoshi, and up tilt's really good against Yoshi, like in particular both of those, because angled F smash, if you dash back outside of like short hop distance, you can F smash and outrange all the stuff, or stuff out all the stuff, or trade, and it's a really good trade, because it kills, Rob F smash kills really early. It's like an up tilt, if you go under and then up tilt, but like if he's very notably above you, it'll beat most of the areas. Other things to note, be safe around his shield because he does have short hop Nair. He does have Nair and shield. And I think that's kind of it. There's not, like, because the ledge game's average, don't really have to worry about it. Off stage is, be wary of random forwarders. It just drops on fairs, be wary of that. And be wary of, like if you go high, be wary of him doing like a double jump up air or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of it. Terry. Don't know. No clue on Terry, so I'm not going to give any input. Wii Fit winning +1, not +2. Let me. For reference, for everybody else here, I think the rest of these characters are winning. How winning, you'll find out. But I think the rest of these characters are winning. Wii Fit, +1. I heard somewhere someone explained Wii Fit in Smash 4 like a while back, as Wii Fit's good at a lot of things, but she's not brilliant at anything. So you can kind of find what you're good against, like what you do better than Wii Fit, and just challenge her in that, and you'll do fine. And that's kind of how it is. Yeah, she has really good normals and really good brawling in like mid-range, right? Like close mid-range, sorry. So if you want to fight Wii Fit, it's a little riskier. If you just want to camp Wii Fit, you do it better. And if you want to mash on Wii Fit, you also do it better. So choose one and do it. Commit to it. It's only winning instead of easy winning. Well, it's not only, it's still winning because the character is solid. She's a really good combo tree. Kinda. She's good advantage. It's overhyped, but it's good. And Soccer Ball is very obnoxious. Important to call, if you call out Soccer Ball and big laser it or small laser it, she'll take like 20 because it'll hit the Soccer Ball back at her immediately. Keep Gyro as a projectile, generally. Sun Salutation is not as good as other trunk shots, so you don't need it as much for ground control. You can bully her off stage, just be wary of the spike. Don't chase her on ledge, it's just too risky. At least I don't know how to deal with it. Some people probably do, and then they tell you something with confidence, trust them. I don't know how to deal with Wii Fit on ledge super easily. I just kind of respect it. So don't trust my input on it. But off stage, you can forward air this character. If you can downer the character to kill him easily, get a random spike. You can side B him if they go low enough, and they don't have really good off stage. They don't have really good recovery. Disadvantage versus Wii Fit. If they have deep breathing, it's different, but I actually think deep breathing is a little overrated. It's really good, don't get me wrong. But without deep breathing, not fast enough. So you can drift back Nair, right? And Soccer Ball will hit you, right? Or it might stuff you out, but like you can do that, right? You can also just Nair on her, as long as you space it. You don't want to get up smashed, right? Because that's invincible on her arms. You don't want to get up tilted anti-air, right? If she has deep breathing, it's harder, and it's kind of just the same thing, but better. You just be smart while landing against Wii Fit with deep breathing, and hope you don't get hit by bullshit that kills you early. Let's see. Anybody else here? Anybody want to do one of these characters? I haven't explained stages. You know what? I'm not going to. I don't know the best stages to go versus Wii Fit, nor do I know the best stages to go versus Yoshi. I did explain stages for Yoshi. Shulk is winning. This one might get me in trouble. I don't know why. This character, Rob, is really good against Shulk. Shout out to Flair Zanon. I don't know if he remembers playing me, but he taught me this matchup, and I know it really well. So, let's start with this. The hardest Monado in the matchup, in my opinion, is jump. It's jump and speed. It's not Buster, it's jump and speed. Actually, no, it's Buster and base. It's like base Shulk is actually pretty hard to deal with. But Buster, speed, like Rob has good counterplay to all the Monado works. You just didn't know what you're doing. So, let's start with neutral, right? So versus base Shulk, Shulk can't deal with gyro on the ground because, one, he does not have a good ground aim, right? So he can pick up with F tilt or dash attack, whatever, but then it's like risky for him. And he wants to do jumping approaches, and you can fair to stuff out his jumping approaches, and he has to approach you because you have laser, right? You can also nair from above if he's going for some like speed shenanigans or whatever. Or any like low double jump stuff, you can call him out and oh, Lucas may be better than Ness. Wait, what? No. This is not a tier list, Jordan. This is a natural chart. No matter who's better, Lucas or Ness, I think Ness is better. I don't think either of them are super good. Rob beats both of them. Continuing Shulk. Like I said in base, you can kind of stuff him out a lot. In neutral's really Rob favored, right? In Buster, nothing changes. Nothing changes in Buster mode. You can fair to stuff him out, you can nair, you can do whatever. It's the same neutral. And in Smash as well, it is the same neutral. It's a little scarier in Smash, but it's the same neutral, so as long as you play it, it's not super hard. Speed and jump change things. Speed actually makes neutral easier for you, because the character can't go above you anymore. So remember how I said you have to nair for to call out double jumps? Well, now you don't have to. because now his jump distance is so low that Fair will catch, short hop Fair will stuff out and catch both short hop approaches and double jump approaches. Unless, of course, like, they do it in some really cool, unique timing, right? But you literally play the same game versus Speed, except better. It's harder for Shulk to deal with Gyro and Laser in Speed Renato. I think I kind of made my point clear on why neutral is good for Rob in this matchup. Shield, they don't use a neutral. I'll talk about shield and advantage. I'm going to talk about the only thing I find hard about this matchup, and that's landing, so I'm going to go Rob disadvantage. Start with landing. I think this is the only hard part of the matchup, is landing against speed. Shulk up tilt is very hard to deal with. Shulk everything else is not super hard to deal with Rob, but Shulk up tilt on landing is very hard to deal with. The reason I say speed is because speed is the only one in which he can actually catch up to you, right? So if he's not in speed, you can do the same thing I do versus Ike, versus a bunch of these characters who also have massive hitboxes, and that's drift away. But in speed, he can catch you. So in speed, it's actually hard to land against him, right? You have to be smarter. You can do air dodge to platforms, fastball air dodge. You can do fastball in there. You can stall your landing, stuff like that. But they can all be called out, and they all have counterplay. But versus landing against up tilt, normally, if you have space, right, drift back, fastball in there, very hard to deal with. Or, like I said, you go and, of course, mix it up with plats, but it's hard to deal with fastball in there with shoulder. You don't have speed. What else? And if you don't have room, go to ledge. You can go to ledge. You can try get behind him into air. If you don't think he's going to shield, or you don't think he's expecting it. Off stage, not super bad. You have really good air stalling tools. You can stall out if you want. I've done this before. Not always the best play, but if you want, you can stall out the entirety of Smash Minato. Jump Minato is the scariest one, in my opinion, because Jump Minato is the one where he can actually contest you off stage. Smash is not scary when you're getting edge guard. Jump is, because you can't stall out Jump, because he can chase you. So you have to be very careful against Jump. He's very good burst distance, you can be aware of it. You can stall him out if you want. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can if you want. When you're on ledge against Smash Minato, hey, how you doing, Will? When you're on ledge against Smash Minato, just play not dumb. You can still fight your way out. You can still fight your way out really well versus Smash Minato. You can hold shield and roll really well. You just have to be smart. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. I'm an idiot, bragging. Don't be an idiot. I'm doing great. Finally finishing up. It's like fascinating. What else we got? I think I covered most of disadvantage. Shulk's combo tree is good, but like, just take it. It's good, not super. If you're in Buster, yeah, you're gonna get like, take 30 or 40%, and that's unfortunate, but whatever. Advantage. Okay, let's talk advantage. Shulk and Smash Minato, you're gonna swat him away. Smash Minato is actually pretty good for Shulk in this at low percents, because he's gonna get away from Rob strings. Shulk can't deal with Rob fair strings most of the time. Shield, I'll talk about shield last actually. Base, Shulk. You can fair base Shulk a lot, and he can't deal with fair pressure or down tilt pressure because he has startup and all his moves that are noticeable. Rob can mash on Shulk with quick moves, and Shulk can't do jack. You can catch his landings with up tilts and up airs relatively well. Like I said, all startup. And he doesn't have the best landing aerials against quick moves, and you can also just stay on the ground and dash back landings. Off stage, this is with all of them. You can downer them, you can chase them. Either one, not hard. You just need to learn the downer timing. Let's talk about speed disadvantage. Nothing changes. Everything I said just still applies, it's just harder to catch him landing. And that's fine. It's fine to reset neutral against speed, because like I said, neutral against speed is very easy. What else? Jump. It's harder to catch landing against jump because he has better airspeed. So jump is the hardest one to deal with and disadvantage. Also off stage because he has better jump and more burst distance to get back. So jump is like annoying to deal with. You just kind of have to play honest versus jump, I think, and just when you're trying to create advantage. You can still fair string him the same. You can still call out, like if you know he jumps super high, you can try and call out the jump distance with back air. And lastly, shield. So nothing changes in shield, really. You can still mash on shield. If he's in shield at 0, yeah, you're gonna get punished by like a jab. You're not gonna get punished by grab or stuff like that if you just fair down tilt or spam your quick moves, right? Your game plan does not change against shield, even at advantage. Your advantage that your combos make, right? If they do shield on down throw, first of all, they can't change in shield while grounded. So they can on the up smash, but they can't while grounded. So if they're not fast enough, you can still down throw up smash. If they do shield Monado stuff after down throw, you can do down throw, up air, falling up air, re-grab, down throw, up tilt, up air. That stalls all of shield Monado with pummeling. If you're on a platform, at the edge of a platform, these are the only 2 shield specific combos I know. You can do up throw into fall off platform, falling up air, grab. Stalls that shield Monado. Those are 2 things that are pretty cool to note. You can do down tilt and jab stuff on shield Monado, and it's better on shield Monado. So I think I covered most of it. Stages wise, every stage is good. I think town is the worst. Small sides, don't like him. He's not coming in at the top that long. I think that's kind of it. I like this matchup. I don't think it's bad for Rob. I think it's really good for Rob. I will say, based off what I said, it seems like it might be easy winning. It's not easy winning, because Chrom can catch Rob landing really well with just up tilt and speed. It's really hard to land. Smash Monado is still scary, and Shulk can still cheat. Let's see. Snake is also winning. I think it's very similar to Pac-Man. This is actually very close to even, though. Snake is a one-stock matchup. When I say it's a one-stock matchup, I mean both characters can't approach each other. It's very hard for Snake to approach Rob, and it's very hard for Rob to approach Snake. So whoever gets the first stock, and the lead is not over until somebody gets a stock, because they can both live forever if they play smart. Right, so whoever gets the first stock, it becomes exponentially easier for them, because they'll get like 60% before they lose it, right? You can deal with nades with laser and gyro. You can deal with Nikita with laser and gyro. You can deal with his moves by just having moves of yourself that are also really good, and Nair that outranges all this shit. You can deal with burst dash attack by just shielding, or rolling, or mashing on the dude, or laser, or gyro. Gyro's not 100% reliable on that though. So neutral is just something you just have to learn the Snake neutral. If you're good at dealing with nades, it's really easy. It's not really easy because you still have to play against the opponent, right? But if you're good at dealing with nades, it's not hard. I think this match is winning for Rob because I'm super comfortable in it. So, yeah. Advantage-wise, Snake can do a shit ton of percent to Rob on hit, or he can not. If he has the setup and stuff, he can do like, what, 50%, but he's not doing, if he doesn't have nade stuff already set up, he'll only get like a dash attack on like a back air. Not a lot of percent. Rob can do his nair, down tilt, forward air, whatever. Same thing, he's not getting a lot of percent. You're resetting neutral a lot, except for the occasions where you get like extra percent. Off stage, this is the real reason it's winning. It's a lot easier to bullshit Snake off stage than it is for Snake to bullshit Rob. You can kill Snake dumb early with just back airs, side Bs, up airs. You can chase them up all the way, but mostly back airs and down airs. You can kill Snake early off stage. Reverse burn or boost back air into down air is a really neat trick versus Snake, because if they go for an immediate double jump up B, you can catch it with back air, and if they don't, you can then the back air will auto space you towards the air dodge in distance when you get down air. Not a confirm, it's just a neat thing to know, and it's really useful. You can fair, you can keep him off stage, and if he goes super high up, you can up air. And if you're good at up air, I don't know how this works really, but you can up air Snake's nade without blowing up the nade. I've done it before. I don't know how it works, but you can do it. Rob disadvantage. Rob's off stage. Oh, if Rob's on ledge, you can stall pretty well. It's kind of like, yeah, just play a normal ledge game. If you get hit, you got outplayed, or you just didn't know what you were doing, and that's fine. It happens. And it's not hard to land against Snake either. Like, just be smart and be wary of dash attack plus other things. Spaced out in air, retreating air will beat most of Snake's stuff except dash attack on landing. Dash attack on landing will beat only spaced out in air. That's simple. Let's see, what else? Now let's talk about Snake disadvantage and Rob advantage. No, let's talk about Rob disadvantage and Snake advantage. Sorry, wait. Okay, what do I talk about? Rob off stage, you can deal with Nikita by just lasering a long range gyring. You can forward air Nikita, just break it. You can also just avoid Nikita because you have really good air control. You can deal with ledge trapping relatively well. You just have to respect it, right? If you get ledge trapped, you got ledge trapped, unfortunate. You can land pretty well. You just have to worry about dash attack. If you get dash attacked, you're just doing the same thing over and over again. In that case, go for more backers, go for more air stalls, go for more go towards Snake more. Just make sure it moves space. If you are Rob and you are trying to catch Snake landing, you can up air, you can up tilt nades, right? Without blowing him up, it's just something you need to learn. You can up air Snake if he goes super high. If he goes for some weird stalls, you can dash attack his landing. You can back air or up air and be willing to take the trade if you're lower, to be honest. You can back air and you're willing to take trade even if you're at higher percent. You can forward air, not blow it up if you're tight spacing. If you're bullying Snake off stage, you can do the reverse burn down air, back air stuff. It's a little more specific, but hey, it's something cool you can do. You can chase them all the way up, go for up airs. You can chase them all the way down and go for down airs. Side B is not the most reliable thing to go for. You can swat them out. Fairs, just get them back off stage. And your ledge trapping against Snake is average, not the best. Snake's ledge trapping against Rob is admittedly a little better, but it's not bad. You can down tilt, you can forward air. You can, do all this stuff. It's really important to know, like I said, because both characters struggle to approach each other, that you really want to avoid kill moves. And the most kill moves with Snake that you're going to die to is probably going to be up tilts and grab. So don't get grabbed, don't get up tilted. If you play spacing heavy and like at a respectable mid-range distance, you're not going to get hit by either. You might get hit by random dash attacks or up tilts if you're doing too many jumps in a ridiculous fashion, which I do a lot. But it's not gonna be like something super easy for him to get. It's kind of it. I think it's winning just because it's easier for Rob to get early stocks than it is for Snake. But I think it's pretty dependent on the first stall. Let's see, stages. It's purely preference. I think Battlefield's the worst stage in this matchup for Rob, but otherwise it's purely preference. Let's do the matchups I don't know, like that well. But if it's Sonic and winning, if you just don't get impatient, it's probably good for you. I don't know this matchup super well, so trust me. Just don't get impatient. You can probably camp him out and box him out if you don't get irritable. I get irritable, so I'm not 100% sure. But like I said, you can probably camp him out, probably play safe, just don't get impatient, and you can also carry advantage you can edge guard him pretty well. Zelda and Banjo. I know Zelda and Banjo less than Mario and Toon Link, just because I think about these matchups less. But Zelda is probably easy winning and Banjo is winning. Let's start with Zelda. Zelda is a very reactionary matchup. It might be winning. I think it's easy winning as of right now. Laser is not as good in just raw neutral, but the second they Phantom, you laser. The second they Din's Fire, you laser. And then if they don't, you just play passive with laser. Gyro, pretty similarly. You throw it out whenever you see him doing anything, except Reflector. But otherwise, you're relatively passive with it. You can mash on Zelda in advantage and neutral, down tilt, forward air, and whatever. You can space out Zelda, there. You can catch your landings relatively well with up tilt and up smash and up airs. Not super good air drift. And you can down air her up B really easily. Just be careful you don't get like random hit by teleport. If you're on ledge against Zelda, yeah, it's a pain. But like, hey, it's just you need to know how to deal with Phantom, and then once you know how to deal with Phantom, it's not like a very big thing. That's kind of it. All there's to it, just not really a hard matchup to me. It doesn't really seem like Rob should lose. Like it's not a character you're gonna 3-star, but you're just not gonna lose. Or it doesn't seem like it to me. It could be winning. Just not easy winning. Now Banjo is winning. Respect Wonder Ring. If you respect Wonder Ring, the character can't do anything else. Like, his camping's really good and his moves are really good, but they're not as good as Rob's. It's kinda it, right? His projectile's amazing, but the combination of gyro and laser beat both of his projectiles, right? His moves are amazing, but the combination of air and forward air and down tilt from Rob and dash attack will beat him at CQC. And that's kind of there. That's it. Like, there's not much else to it. It's not easy winning because the character is still good at stuffing you out. He still has a good ranged backer that's quick. He still has a good lemon-like projectile that's quick. He still has relatively good pressure and good, relatively good pressure just with items and good moves. And he still has good pokes. So it's not super easy to contest him. It's not like other characters where you just beat him in neutral. You can bully him off stage, you can waste his One Rings, you can let him get back to ledge and just nair, or like, just be wary of One Ring and you'll be fine. Your combo, he doesn't combo you super hard, it's not hard to get off the ledge against him, there's not much to it that's super hard, there's not much to it that's super easy to win it. That's why I feel it. I don't know much about this matchup. For both characters, I'm going to say don't go Smashville, both Zelda and Banjo. For Banjo in particular, I think that the best stage is probably FD, actually, and then Battlefield second. And with, yeah, I don't know what stages are best versus Zelda, not Smashville. Who are we doing now? Toon Link or Wario? Okay, I'm going to start with Wario, this one's a little more controversial. Wario, in my opinion, is +1 for Rob. Best advice I've ever gotten in this matchup is accept the fact that Wario's getting waffed. Accept it. He's getting waffed. There's nothing you can do that's going to prevent Wario from getting waffed. He will get it. Right? So don't be afraid to camp. If you play well versus Wario, he's at max going to get 1 waft confirmed. He might get 2 wafts, but at max he's getting 1 waft. The character can camp really well, but he can't deal with getting camped, right? He can't approach. He can camp really well, but he doesn't have the best time approaching these big walling hitboxes that are like come out from swords, and Rob has those hitboxes, right? So if you just space nair, space fair, and space your moves against Wario, he's going to have a hell of a hard time approaching. You might get wafted, and that's scary, but like within those 2 minutes, you're probably going to slowly rack on like 70-80% against Wario if he's playing very, very slow, if not more, right? And then it's kind of then an even thing at that point where you can both kill each other. That's how I see it. Let's see. You can bully him off stage, back airs, up air callouts on bike jumps, down airs on up Bs, forward airs just stuff out most of his stuff. You can forward air stuff out most of his stuff in neutral. You can catch his landings relatively well with just up airs. He's good at airspeed, so he's not going to like get caught by everything. But the combination of up airs and forward airs, if he's in front of you, is generally going to be good enough. You can gyro trap, like you can prepare gyros for him to land, and then you can set up traps that way. Doesn't have the easiest time dealing with gyro, like maybe he has to bite. If you get hit by Wario, yeah, you get hit, you're going to take a lot, and that's unfortunate. If he does not have Waft, he's not going to kill you. You will take a lot. You're not going to get edge-guarded super hard, because you're not. It's Rob. That's literally a reason. But the real reason I think this is, the reason I think this is winning is because even if he gets Waft, he's getting max, 1 kill on you with Waft, and he's going to have a hard time getting that kill. And he's not getting 3 Wafts. Because in reality, game is, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, right? He gets Waft in 2 minutes, and then he still has to get in. It's not like he's landing Waft every 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes go by, he gets Waft, takes him 45 seconds to get in, right? Maybe he lands the thing. He gets in, because Rob is really good moves at keeping you out. It's a really good time keeping you out. He gets in, he lands his combo that takes an extra 5, 6, maybe 10 seconds, right? Depends on the combo is and how low your Rob is. Lands the Waft. A lot of times they keep the Waft if you're at a high percent, and then you don't die. You reset neutral again. Goes on for another 40 seconds or whatever. Idea is, he's not going to get, reliable. He's not going to reliably, consistently get a lot of Waft confirms on you. And as long as you play really well spacing heavy and boxing heavy and really good neutral, he's going to have a hard time. That's kind of it. Stage-wise, almost every stage is good for this, to be honest. I think the worst stage is probably Town, because you're going to die off the side earlier than you're going to die at the top, and you don't want to die early. You only want to die early from Waft. You don't want to die early from other things, so you don't want to give him the chance of carrying off the next time. So don't take him to small side stages. Yeah. Last character, Toon Link. I love this matchup. I don't love this matchup. Winning. So, from the specific percents of 0 to 35, give or take, it is even. If not losing. From every other percent, it is winning. This character throws a lot of moves out. Similar to Leafy, with a range. You can outcamp Toon Link really well. You just have to be smart. Boomerang and Boomerang and Arrow don't deal with Gyro well. And if you're smart with Gyro and Laser, you can camp them out. Right? Secondly, you can mash on Toon Link as well, past 35%. You can forward a Toon Link a lot at those little mid-higher percents, and you can nair Toon Link, and you can down tilt Toon Link, and he has a hard time dealing with it, right? He can up you out of shield if you're too greedy and you stay all your moves on shield, but he has a hard time dealing with it. Now, the reason I say at higher percents is because Rob Fair and Rob Down Tilt are not safe on hit at low percents. That matters a lot versus Toon Link, because Toon Link back air and nair will come out before Rob's next move will, and Rob will take 30-40% and be in disadvantage. So at those percents, you play lame and you play nair. You do not play fair, you do not play down tilt, because you don't want to take extra damage. Right? But at higher percents, you just play normally and you do fine. You play as I said before. That's kind of neutral. Disadvantage, DI out, be smart around bomb shenanigans, air stall it a lot, drift around bomb shenanigans. I like to go high because I just find it easier. If you play on ledge, it's also not hard. Most of his bomb stuff is not super reliable on ledge, right? You can drift down to ledge and go. What were my thoughts on Steve? I put him somewhere. I don't have a lot of thoughts, it's just I know that Rob mashes on him. So like I said with Toon Link, you can go to ledge to get out of edge guard scenarios. You can go high to get out of edge guard scenarios. If you're getting stringed horizontally, you really shouldn't be, because he doesn't have really good strings horizontally. He's good get off me stuff, but then you just have to deal with boomerang stuff. Just play smart around boomerang, arrows, and bombs. If you're getting juggled, drift back nair is really good against Toon Link juggling. Toon Link up air is massive. So watch out for that. You cannot contest Toon Link from directly above him while landing. You will lose to the up air. Nair will lose to the up air. Horizontally, you'll beat it out. That's why I say you can do it horizontally. You can also do fast forward air dodge. Fast forward air dodge is actually really good at Toon Link, because if they're going for that up air lingering hitbox, that means they can't be doing like fast fall down and up air. I think that's kind of it. So it's like you just need to know what you're doing. You need to know what to deal with run around Toon Link projectiles. Now, advantage versus Toon Link, as I said, 0 to 35, you have an advantage. Like at those 0 to 35%, you can't fair or down tilt Toon Link. A lot of characters, but mostly, like, especially Toon Link. You can't fair him. You can't fair him. You don't have an advantage when you fair him. If you fair him, he has an advantage. You don't. At those percents, you want to go for nair into up air and stuff like that, and you want to keep juggling him. If you get an up air, if you get nair up air, juggle him. He doesn't have the easiest time landing, so you can chase him with up air and stuff, and you can hold shield at the bottom and go for down air, or you can just not get hit by it and nair that. Up smash it on landing. Off stage. Oh, past that, yeah, you can fair string him really well. You can down tilt him really well. On ledge, you can just kind of keep him on ledge by doing smart nairs. Be wary of drop off ledge forward air. If you think he's going to do that, don't nair. Just kind of like stay on stage. Be ready to F smash, F tilt, forward air. Whatever you want. Off stage, chase him. Go for forward airs, go for lasers, go for gyros, go for down airs. Edge guarding the links is like something you need to learn over time. There's not really an art to it. It's not hard, but like it's not something I can really just say. It's not flow party. Just kind of learn it. I will say, if you see him air dodging off stage, or you think he's going to air dodge off stage, chase it so you can just forward air and just swat him away again, and then go back to the stage. Is there anything else? Just some small tidbits that I know about this character. Down tilt 1 on shield is safe. Down tilt 2 on shield is not. You can up B down tilt 2 on shield. Add shield. So, going for down tilt 1 into shield is a very safe bait. But going for the 2 of them is not reliable. Let's see, is there anything else? That's kind of it. That's like the one tip I would give. Be wary about the out shield. Space out your nairs. Be smart with your nairs. Make sure they're auto-cancel their space so you can shield it, right? Be smart with your down tilts, as I mentioned. Up the out shield's scary, but it's not hard possible to deal with. Stage-wise, town is not good because I don't think you want small sides. But it's not really bad either because it's still a big stage, and big stages are good versus Toon Link because you want to camp at those earlier percents. I think that's kind of it. FD's good, Battlefield's good. Battlefield's actually really good because he has less room to move. You have like more room to move around boomerang stuff, more plats to move with it. So Battlefield's good, and that's it. Kalos is honestly not the best. Kalos is honestly not the best, and Town is honestly not the best. Other stages are good. I think that's it. Did I finish everything? Okay. Finish everything. Okay, thanks everybody for coming by. I want to upload this on YouTube. If you guys actually check this out, hope you enjoy my thoughts. Yeah, that's it. Have a good one.